every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. at Elephant in the Room. Femi Ayabendagio and Kim McCusick from Film Study Baltimore will broadcast live throughout the football season. Guests can win giveaways, enjoy special dishes, and have their questions read and answered on The Fan. Big things are happening on Veterans Highway in Millersville. Elephant in the Room.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
It's the summer send-off sales event at Jones Bel Air Hyundai. Get 0% for 60 months on 2026 Santa Fe and Tucson models, plus no payments until November 2026. Visit BelAirHyundai.com today.
Join 105.7 The Fan September 25th to the 27th for the 2026 Avena, Maryland Italian Festival, presented by Jarrettsville Furniture and hosted by the Society of Italian American Businessmen, happening on the grounds of Ripken Stadium. The 3-day festival will feature live music, carnival rides, games, authentic Italian cuisine, vendors, and more. Enjoy fireworks Friday and Saturday night. Tickets are on sale now at MarylandItalianFestival.com.
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutSky.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
The Orioles offense has cooled off over the past 6 days, but hit a new low yesterday versus the Rays. Baltimore had a season-low 2 hits and had 17 straight batters retired at one point. Manager Craig Albertaz made sure to credit Nick Martinez for making his offense uncomfortable.
Nick throws a lot of strikes. We knew that coming in, and also he does a great job of mixing all of his pitches and blending them all together. He just keeps guys off the barrel, with the cutter, the sinker. He has the four-seam, the changeup. He throws everything at any given time, any count.
The O's are off today before beginning a 9-game road trip with the Cardinals up first tomorrow night. Baltimore is 63-68 and sits 2 games out of the final wild card spot. The Astros announced that GM Dana Brown and the team have mutually agreed to part ways. Brown's contract was set to expire at the end of this season. He had been GM of the team since January 2023, and Houston won the AL West twice since then and are currently leading the division with a 65-66 record. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the low 80s with an overnight low of 61. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. I'm Tim Barbalese, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Tim Barbalese, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayambadejio. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
Ravens play their 3rd preseason game on Friday. Joint practice with the Commanders on Wednesday, and then we wait for the regular season. Let's talk some football now. Always fun talking with Trevor Sakema. Usually we talk to Trevor during the draft, but Trevor now NFL Media, Pro Football Focus, doing the NFL Stock Exchange show on YouTube, and joins us now. And he joins us courtesy of the Window Nation Fan Guest Hotline. Did I get that right, Trevor? Let's start there. Did I get that?
Yes, you got everything right. I feel like I have a lot of hats these days, and I appreciate you naming all of them.
No, we appreciate you coming on with us. So let's start with the Ravens. We haven't spoken to you since John Harbaugh out, Jesse Minter in. Just what do you think of Jesse Minter? What he'll do with this defense that, quite frankly, was disappointing a year ago?
Yeah, and I think that's the reason to be excited about it, right? Because you look at this situation, and I feel like the Ravens, I was just talking with somebody about this not long ago, they have this aura around them, right, where you just automatically think that every single Sunday you're going to see Ray Lewis and Haloti Ngata and Ed Reed, and it's just going to be one of the best defenses in the NFL. Now, it's a great reputation to have, but, in the years where it doesn't actually manifest like that, I think it means more to the organization and the fans in Baltimore when the defense doesn't play well or is not up to that Ravens standard, if you will. I think that Jesse Minter is one of the brightest coaches that we have in this league, and I love the fact that he's getting his shot, right? When you look at their defensive line should be a lot better, obviously, with Madubuike out there as well. Travis Jones, I thought, had a great year last year. They've got to figure out how they can get a little bit more juice out of the edge rush room. That's been something that's plagued them over the last couple of years. But, you're drafting Zion Young. You're hoping that he's going to be a factor there. Obviously, the big splash in Trey Hendrickson is going to be huge. And I think they're really hoping that those additions and obviously some switching up of the coaching staff is really going to inspire things to be a lot better up front on defense and therefore making things easier on the secondary and having those guys gel together better as well. So all that to say, I'm excited. I really am. I think that Minter is very much proven wherever he has been, college or the NFL, that he's somebody who's not afraid to push the boundaries and lean into, okay, what might be the next trend of what kind of we're thinking about of how defenses are going to counter different teams. And selfishly, I just love the fact that he's going to get his hands on a guy like Kyle Hamilton, because we know that that's a major X factor in the NFL right now, is when you have a chess piece that can play that nickel, safety, corner, everything type of a role like Kyle Hamilton does basically better than anybody else. There's so much different flexibility of what you can do on the defense. So I'm very excited to see what this team can do moving forward.
Trevor, let's get away from the Ferraris and talk about the dump trucks. We're talking about the centers, the offensive centers here. We got Gwynn and Posick, right? Pinter obviously down for the season. I've been of the belief since I started doing my research on Coach Ledford, coming over from Atlanta and then bringing Gwynn, and then the way he talked about Gwynn kind of during the offseason, he's always kind of been my dark horse. I think he was the highest rated center in week 1 of the preseason. This week, he kind of fell back a little bit, but it's the Minnesota Vikings defense, so I understand it. Posick, it looked like he got bowled a little bit to me. I don't know how healthy he is. Have you had a chance to see any of these PFF grades? Have you had a chance to see any of the All-22 and look at this? And I hate to go too far deep inside the Ravens center position, which is obviously not flashy, but it's the thing that we all talk about around here.
Yeah, so I have not turned on his tape specifically, but you are right about the center position being very, very important. How do you replace a guy like Tyler Linderbaum, right? Well, you're probably, to go back to the old Moneyball quote, you're not going to do it one-on-one. You got to do it in the aggregate. You got to kind of figure out, hey, how are we going to make the offensive line better just as a whole, instead of just focusing on, hey, can we get a singular guy that's going to be Tyler Linderbaum? Because I think you're going to be disappointed if you do that. I like the fact that they're getting somebody in Wynn who is familiar with sort of what they want to run. Now, when you look at this offensive line, I'd kind of look at it and I'd tell you, man, I feel like this is going to be a team that's really going to run downhill. They're going to run a lot of power concepts, especially with, drafting a guy like Vega Ioane, right? Getting bigger, getting stronger. But it feels like they also wanted to do that over the last couple of years, and it felt like it failed them a little bit, especially on the interior. So switching things up on the interior at a couple of different spots might not be the worst thing in the world. Again, I'm not trying to say that they're going to be, way better without a talent like Tyler Linderbaum, but there is something to say that chemistry can create a lot of success on the offensive line. When you have guys who gel together really well at this part of the year, honestly, like preseason, like you mentioned, getting to play well in the preseason, getting those live reps there, and then you get into the regular season. If they're able to stay healthy, I think that's such an underrated part of offensive line success. Is a lot of times these guys are just hurt, they're in and out of the lineup, but when you get a full group of 5 guys who it feels like they're playing most of, if not the entire season together, you can have a lot of success just from a chemistry standpoint. So this is one of the teams where when I look at a lot of their offensive linemen, I feel as though they lean more towards that power, heavier, mauler, run-blocking concepts. But I wonder if they're going to throw a little bit more outside zone than maybe we thought we were going to see from this team, especially with anybody with an Atlanta Falcons connection, given how much they ran outside zone over the last couple of seasons. And so, yeah, that's another area with the Ravens where I kind of look at the depth chart and I say, wow, I think they're going to go this one direction, but maybe they'll surprise me and be a little bit more multiple in how their run game is.
Trevor, one of my concerns for this football team is who is going to catch the football from Lamar Jackson. We know Zay Flowers is a stud. Mark Andrews is coming off a career worst season. Rashad Bateman has a legal situation that's going to play out. And then it's a lot of unproven guys. Now, Jacoby Lane has been a serious standout throughout training camp and the preseason. But how do you view Lamar's group of pass catchers heading into the season?
Yeah, obviously it's got to revolve around what Zay Flowers is able to do for you, as it has over the last couple of seasons. And I think the big problem has been they just haven't really been able to find a complement. They thought that it was in the tight end passing game when it was Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, and when they had Charlie Kohler as well, and they were really going to lean into that heavier personnel stuff. And now obviously they still have Andrews, but he's a little long in the tooth, and he's not exactly what he was 2-3 years ago. So I think they realize, hey, we've got to do something a little different. We've got to be able to find those legitimate wide receivers to complement what Zay Flowers is able to do. And it's funny. I like Elijah Surratt a lot. Like, he is somebody who I think could have a really successful NFL career. I was a big fan of his. Love what he did at Indiana. Love what he was at JMU. Jacoby Lane, funny enough, it's not my cup of tea type of a receiver prospect, right? I'm big into the draft. I don't love the wide receivers that rely so heavily on those contested catch opportunities. It's just so hard to live in that world in the NFL, and that felt like what Jacoby Lane was when he was at USC. All that to say, he sure looks like he's converting a lot of those contested catch opportunities, right? So it's one of those things where you're almost playing a little bit of a probability game. I don't love the guys who seek out contested catches because it's so hard to convert them. But at the end of the day, if you convert them, that's success. That's success right there. And so it's a numbers game that I don't always love to lean into, but certainly all the practice clips I've seen, the training camp clips, the preseason work from Jacoby Lane, he looks like a different type of receiver than what I saw at USC. And even if he is still leaning heavily into that contested catch type of a style, he is converting at a much higher clip than I thought, certainly in his very first training camp and preseason. So it's great to see.
Trevor, real quick before we let you go, and we're talking with Trevor Sikema. It's 3 Deep here on the Fan. Since you are a big draft guy, I just am curious. Were you as bullish on Vega Ioane as everyone else? Like, is he a plug and play guy that you think is a future Pro Bowl guy?
I think he really is. And I thought that there was a case for him to be the first offensive lineman off of the board, just because there were some question marks of the offensive tackles, like, hey, how high do you draft Spencer Fano? Where you drafting Blake Miller? What are you doing with Caden Proctor and his size, right? There were a lot of question marks of a lot of offensive linemen in last year's class. And Vega Ioane, it was just, you turn on so much of the Penn State tape and you go, yeah, NFL player who just happens to be playing college football, which, funny enough, given the recent news, isn't as crossed of lines as we thought it was supposed to be with college players in the NFL. But yes, I think that Vega Ioane is a plug-and-play type of a guy. And the reason why I love him so much, everybody points to the size and the strength and everything there. I mean, it's the fundamentals, the hands, how quickly he's able to, get his hands on you, give you a good punch, get you off of your rush lane. But then if you got a good counter for him, let's say they break the hands on him, how quickly he's able to reset his hands, be able to get underneath his shoulders with his feet, wide, powerful, be able to anchor very quickly. I think that Vega Ioane didn't even get exactly all the respect that he probably could have throughout the draft season, because when we see these guys that win with power, we just love to say, oh, he's just going to bully you, and he definitely will. But he is more of a technician than I think he even got the recognition for throughout the draft season. So that is why I really do think that he could step in and be an impact starter for them right away.
Trevor Sikema, always great, man. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it, guys. Anytime.
Coming up next, let's get to the Rashad Bateman of it all, and TMZ's got some more news on it. We'll get you that. But where do the Ravens go from here? And did the Ravens blow it by not getting a veteran wide receiver in here earlier? They got to stand to reason they knew about this, that it was coming at some point. That's next here on The Fan.
This football season, 105.7 The Fan brings you unparalleled analysis of the purple and black. Beginning September 9th, it's Baltimore Football Weekly with Ken McCusick and Femi Ayimbadejo. From the film room to the locker room, Ken breaks down the tape and Femi gives you the player perspective. Baltimore Football Weekly, Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Elephant in the Room in Millersville on 105.7 The Fan.
Recently, our company's softball team lost a big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later. Sound familiar, Dale? Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Maryland. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
Can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
Boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
Woohoo! Save thousands below MSRP at Anderson Buick GMC. Shop Maryland's largest selection and deepest discounts at 2 convenient Anderson locations, Hunt Valley and Abingdon. Take up to $5,000 off GMC Acadias or get 0% APR for 60 months on Buick Envisions. And every month is Truck Month at Anderson. Take up to $11,500 off Sierra pickups. Now that's smiles for miles. Check out AndersonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade. Financing on select models with approved credit through GM Financial.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this rush hour ad to keep you calm, which could help your driving. And science says therapy is great for a healthy mindset. So enjoy this 14-second session on us. I think you've done everything right and absolutely nothing wrong. In fact, anything that hasn't gone your way could probably be blamed on your father, not being emotionally available because his father wasn't emotionally available, and so on. And now that you're calm and healing, you're probably driving better too.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. If anyone knows about diehard sports fans, it's me. I get to live and breathe the excitement of the season all year long. Now for advertisers, that passion matters. It's exactly why sports radio performs for brands. People who listen to sports on radio via streaming or on sports podcasts are nearly 3 times more likely to consider a brand that supports their favorite team. So if you are interested in reaching sports fans, we have the playbook for you. Check out our comprehensive ebook, State of Audio, Sports Fandom. Check out stateofaudio.com.
Tim Barbalas, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayimbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
Stick by the statement that we put out regarding that situation.
That was quick from Jesse Minter about Rashad Bateman. Report over the week. Well, actually came out like Friday, 5:51 on Friday. And I think TMZ broke this story about Rashad Bateman and an alleged domestic issue. Now, they've updated their story. This came out, this is Pacific time, so about an hour ago. And it says, this is from TMZ, Rashad Bateman allegedly shoved the mother of his child into a wall during a fight inside their home hours before cops say he used a screwdriver to wreck her Mercedes while their infant daughter sat inside the car. According to a police report obtained by TMZ, the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver's girlfriend, Marissa Crumley, told officers an argument erupted around 3:30 a.m. on June the 3rd. She claimed they were fighting over her past, with Bateman allegedly calling her a liar. Crumley told cops Bateman pushed her into a corner wall, leaving her with facial contusions. She said he later told her to pack her things and leave the home, but she claims that she left with their daughter. Bateman repeatedly called and texted, allegedly threatening to put the dog out on the street because he was upset about not being able to say goodbye to the kid. The report said the two then agreed to meet. Now, cops say Bateman arrived in a black SUV to the car with a driver, tried to puncture Crumley's rear tire with the screwdriver, and then used the tool repeatedly to strike the windshield and driver's side window. So shattered glass from the windshield and windows caused cuts to Crumley's face. Report says EMS found no apparent injuries, though mother and child were both taken to the hospital. So that's the police report. Bateman's attorney, Jordan Siev, for what it's worth, said, quote, "It's unfortunate that a personal family situation has been taken completely out of context for sensational reasons. We will let the court process play out and the facts will come out at the time." That's where we are.
Wow, I don't even know where to start.
That quote, and I understand the attorney, but and look, you let this play out and all of that, but I don't know how any of that is taken out of context. If what is being reported is true,
I'm trying to understand how this can be explained. Don't let their mistake be your mistake. It doesn't really matter the why. Once you start puncturing tires and breaking glass and shoving and
with
touching,
your daughter in the back,
you're not going to win that. And so, how about this? Let me stay away from that because I'm not going to solve that today.
None of us are lawyers.
Yeah, exactly. None of us are lawyers, and I don't condone any of that behavior. That straight up, I don't care who it is. So, on top of that, there was debate in the offseason about the wide receiver position and how much projection and confidence do you have in these young receivers, right? I tried to make the point that the Ravens will use more 11 personnel than they have in the past, but they're not going to lead the NFL in 11 personnel. Okay, we already know this. I believe in Tez, and Ken, you already knew that I had an eye for Jacoby Lane a long time ago. But to have an eye for Jacoby Lane as a USC receiver doesn't mean that I think he's going to be the next best thing as the third wide receiver on the Ravens. I don't have that kind of foresight. But I do understand that the offensive, the ability for this offense to be effective is going to be rooted in multiple rooms. It's going to be the running backs. It's going to be the offensive line. It's going to be 12 and 13 personnel. Everyone's got to share the load here, right? And it's going to be by committee no matter what. And because I already took that approach, I'm less concerned with one personnel group than another. Now, because I'm less concerned doesn't mean I don't have any concern. I do have some concern. And I personally sat here, I think with you, Tim, maybe Ken was here, I'm not sure. But Deebo Samuel was the first person I thought of, and the first person that you mentioned was Keenan Allen, I believe.
I've been bringing him up since March.
And I believe that we were both good with either one. Just having a veteran would be a good idea. Now, Diggs was never on my list. I've seen too much. I've heard too much. I just can't. That just sounds like a ticking time bomb for me. But those two guys seemed like it made sense. And right now, based on what we know today, which was probably known when we were having the discussion, I still now feel even more emboldened to say I really would have loved to have Deebo on this team or Keenan Allen.
This is just straight up something that could blow up in Eric DeCosta's face. And look, maybe this all works. And Jacoby Lane hits the ground running, and Elijah Surratt hits the ground running, and Hibner and Cuevas, and we're all laughing about this in a couple of months. But as a general manager, you need to do everything you can to augment your roster to mitigate risk. And even before any of this came out with Rashad Bateman, there was a lot of risk when it came to this wide receiver position. You put Zay to the side. Bateman had all of 19 catches last year. Tez Walker has 7 career catches. Hibner, Cuevas, Lane, Surratt, everyone else, they have the same amount of NFL catches as me and Ken combined. You obviously have catches, Femi.
Right.
So
I'll take you, though, Femi.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not a money thing. Keenan Allen, his base value, because remember, Ken, we always left the up to.
Yeah, those are fun words.
The base value of Keenan Allen's contract was $3.32 million. The base value of Deebo Samuel's contract was $4.1 million. Both of those guys have signed less than a month ago. So all of this Bateman incident was known by the organization.
Yes. Let's be clear on that. They knew that there was something coming.
They knew, because he wasn't at OTAs.
No.
And he was, I can't. Yes, they knew that this happened. It's just to a point, guys, like, all right, the young guys better work, because if they don't, I have to put that on Eric DeCosta. I have to, because that's how he built this.
Yeah,
like,
so
the young guys have to work.
Let's do this real quick, just so we can get a number on this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, knowing what you know now, 10 being like dire situation, 1 being a nothing burger. What do you rate this right now? The situation. What would you put it?
Including Bateman and all
the
this
whole thing.
legal?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a solid 7.
I was going to say 8.
Yeah.
Because here's where I'm at, Femi, and we kind of got into it a bit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
You're trying to win a Super Bowl. And I understand that the odds are not in your favor when it comes to a rookie head coach. It's only happened twice. Lamar Jackson is so damn talented. I don't want to say this doesn't matter, but he's going to get you into the playoffs, assuming you're healthy. But if your goal is winning a Super Bowl, this is not a Super Bowl caliber group of pass catchers right now. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, I don't think you need to have a Super Bowl group of pass catchers in one room to win a Super Bowl. So my level is a 5. You're at an 8. You're at a 7. I'm at a 5.
I'm a 7.
He's 7.
Oh, you're an 8. Okay, so I'm at a 5 because it goes back to what this team is. This is a run-first football team. As long as this offensive line, I have more concern about that than I do about the receiver room right now.
Really?
Yeah, I do, because everything starts with the run and protecting Lamar. If you don't run the football and you don't protect Lamar, I don't care who's at receiver. We had this exact same discussion.
Where are you on the O-line then? If you're doing the same thing, 1 to 10.
O-line,
If you're 5 for receivers.
O-line, I'm probably at a 6 or 7 on the O-line right now, because what I saw this weekend, Gwynn regressed a little bit, but once again, it's the Minnesota Vikings. It's in Minnesota. They're the most exotic front you're going to see. So I'm not going to overreact to a week of work. But the thing is that Pinter, whether he was going to be the starter or not, he was a depth guy. Like, he added depth, right? Posick doesn't look healthy to me. I saw him get bull rushed a number of times. So I'm more concerned about that at this moment. Now, that could change a little bit depending on what we see in a week. But because of the idea that this offense is contingent on multiple rooms and multiple position groups and personnel packages, and if the offensive line, Lamar and Derrick Henry do what they're supposed to do, it makes everyone else's job so much easier.
This sort of goes hand in hand with what you're saying, with the O-line. Right now, how I view this team, especially early on in the season, you better stay ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, agreed.
Because if this is a 3rd and 8 or above, and you have this group of pass catchers in combination with the O-line, that is not a recipe for success. This team needs to stay on schedule.
410-583-1057. How are you feeling in light of all this information? We want to hear from the people. 410-583-1057. You can tell us what you liked and didn't like about Saturday's game in Minnesota. We want to hear from the people next here on The Fan.
If you missed today's Vinny and Haynie show, have segments, hours, or full show delivered daily to your phone. Subscribe to the podcast and listen anytime on the free Odyssey app or wherever you find podcasts. Vinny and Haynie, live on the Fan's YouTube channel, tomorrow 10 till 2, 105.7 The Fan.
We found the perfect game plan. You catch the game, the kids conquer the pirate ship, everybody wins. Add seafood, cold drinks, and waterfront views, and you've got Coconut Joe's Bar and Grill in Edgewater. Make Coconut Joe's your family game day spot. CoconutJoesMD.com.
My name is Amanda Klutz, and I'm a widow. You enter a different reality when you lose your husband, especially as a parent. Life insurance doesn't fix it, but it helps. With Ethos, you can get covered in minutes. No medical exams, up to $3 million in coverage, and it's all online.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
Catholic schools embrace students and families from diverse, religious, ethnic, and economic backgrounds. Rooted in the belief that we are all children of God, our schools foster an inclusive environment. While our schools offer a comprehensive academic curriculum, we embrace a holistic approach that nurtures the mind, body, and spirit. Learn more at archbald.org/schools. That's archbald.org/schools.
It's the summer send-off sales event at Bel Air Hyundai, part of Jones Junction. Go see Kevin Brammer, sales director, and get you a great sales experience. Save with 0% 60-month financing on 2026 Santa Fe's and Tucson gas and hybrid. Test drive the 26 Elantra hybrid. It gets over 50 miles per gallon and make no payments till November 2026 on every new Hyundai. Now, we got banks on site for instant credit approval. Kevin, it's going to give you $500 more than CarMax or Carvana for your trade. Get America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty owner assurance. Plus, you get Jones for a lifetime, which includes free oil changes, free car washes, and an engine guaranteed for a lifetime with over 2 million likes and reviews. You can and you will be a satisfied customer. How do I know? Purchased 20 cars over the years. Been to every department. Sales, service, parts, collision. They're all spectacular. So save thousands now at Bel Air Hyundai, part of Jones Junction, 1504 Bel Air Road, only 15 minutes from the White Marsh Mall. See that great selection at BelAirHyundai.com and get you a Jones Junction tag frame just like me, my wife, Vincent, Charlie, and Rachel.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and save thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Tonight's keys to the game.
And that will do it.
Brought to you by your hometown team, Science and Kirk. Injured in an accident? If you have a phone, you have a lawyer. Visit them at youhavealawyer.com. Wherever the Orioles season takes you.
Say goodbye to this ball.
Download the free Odyssey app and hear reactions to all the biggest moments. Download it today and search 1057 The Fan. From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalace.
The Ravens defense has had a dominant first 2 preseason games. Baltimore has allowed just 10 points and has held its opponents to just 5 for 23 in third down conversions. Mike Green has been proud of the team's depth along its defense.
Simply means that, when time comes or in the actual season that they're going to be ready for it, and there's not going to be a game that will be too big for them to play in. So, I think that's like the biggest upside of these preseason games is just to get their feet wet.
It's an off day for the Birds as they will be back in action tomorrow night against the Cardinals. The O's are 2 games back of the final wild card spot, but Fangraphs projects their odds of making the playoffs at just 12.6%. Deshaun Watson will open the season as the Browns starting QB. The decision comes despite Watson's struggles in the second preseason game Saturday versus the Bills, in which he completed 5 of 12 passes for 35 yards and 1 interception in 4 second-half drives. Cleveland plays at Jacksonville Week 1. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the low 80s with an overnight low of 61. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. I'm Tim Barbalace, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Tim Barbalace, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
410-583-1057. Ravens undefeated in the preseason. What'd you like? What didn't you like? And also this Rashad Bateman situation and how the Ravens recover, or maybe he doesn't get suspended. I don't know. We don't know until we get more information. But just how are we feeling about the wide receiver room in the meantime? Let's go out to the phone lines. 410-583-1057. Ed's in Towson. Ed, you're on the Fan.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How are you?
What's up, Ed?
I think that with the wide receiver thing, Bateman, I didn't factor him in from last year. So, it's not personal. It's business. If you can't do what I need for you to do, then I need to move on. And I think we should have done that a long time ago. But with that being said, with the youngsters you have to bank on potential right now. And based on Declan Doyle's offensive scheme, it helps what you have. You talk about the offensive line. You talk about the wide receiver room. Well, if you're going to do what Doyle did with Caleb Williams, roll out, bootleg, things like that, with Lamar under center, that creates a lot of dynamics. If you're a linebacker, if you're a defensive back, your eyes are always on Lamar Jackson. I've been told that by a linebacker. So, therefore, when you run the things that I'm thinking Declan Doyle is going to run, it's going to freeze people for a minute. So what you need is you need wide receivers who can – with Lamar, it's a broken field type of thing anyway. It's a lot of backyard ball with a purpose. So I think this will free up like the big guy. The big guy, I think, in the red zone, I would like to see us, because Femi, I haven't seen us do a lot of fade type of things since we had Smith and Bolden, and that's what I want to see. I want to see us stretch the defense in the red zone, and I think with the offensive schemes, it causes you to drag across the field. Mark Andrews will probably catch more balls because you got to keep up with him. You got to run sideways, watch Lamar, and guard somebody. That is an extremely difficult thing to do. So I think Declan Doyle will help the imperfections until they catch up to everything. And I think if they do it the right way, I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Appreciate the call. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think Ed is tapping into some data points that we've been talking about for a while, which is the fact that the Bears had 6 receivers, and this is skill guys that had approximately 30 receptions or more. And they also had 6 guys, I think actually 7, that had 299 yards or more receiving. So it's going to be by committee. And this goes back to your point, Tim, is that risk mitigation is going to be handled by the group. You know what I mean? It's not going to be handled by you don't have a choice at this point.
Yeah, this built.
Is the game that you played. This is what you decided to do. And if anything that we can glean from these preseason games, how many different pass catchers have there been in 2 games? 13, 14? And I know the nature of the preseason lends itself to this. Yeah, for sure. But still, that being said, I like the distribution and the process. And I think Ed is kind of, in his own way, he's kind of reflecting what I'm saying in regard to my concern is more the offensive line than the pass catchers. And I kind of understand that the committee part of this, other than Zay, and yes, I still think Mark Andrews is going to be the number 2 wide receiver when it comes to receptions. If that makes sense. Number 2 pass catcher.
Yeah, pass catcher.
410-583-1057. Mike's in Harford County. Mike, you're on the Fan.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
What's up, Mike?
Okay, so who I want to talk about, somebody that caught my eye is DeLuca. What's his ups and downs? I know the numbers aren't there, but is he undersized? But I like his pre-snap. He's putting guys in position. Is he a candidate for the,
practice squad?
Not making the team, the practice squad.
Yeah, so appreciate the call. So Dominic DeLuca, undrafted out of Penn State, smart guy, always seems to be in the right place. They're probably keeping 4 inside linebackers, which is, Roquan, Trenton Simpson,
Teddy
Buchanan,
Jay Higgins,
so it's Jay Higgins, and so I think Luke is probably on the practice squad.
at the minimum, I think DeLuca's one of the guys that we said had potential. You know, we talked about him and Ethan Burke. Like, if one of them is going to make the roster, I think I'm going to speak for me, but maybe you agree. After week one, or maybe going into week one, I was like, I think DeLuca has the slight edge. Like right now, it's Ethan Burke for me. He's got the edge. If one undrafted free agent is going to make the roster, I'm taking Ethan Burke over DeLuca. But I like what DeLuca has done. I think he's played good ball. He's 6'1", 228. He's about like the size of like the speedy off-ball backer. Clearly was good at Penn State, a special teamer, a captain, a core guy. He fits the Raven, play like a moniker Raven. He does all the things that you want a guy to do. And I think he could be a special teams contributor immediately if he made the roster. I just don't know if he will.
He timed that run blitz perfectly in that game over the weekend. It's going to be tough for him to make the team. Now, something that goes well in his favor, you mentioned Penn State, and also this organization does such a great job at identifying and developing undrafted rookie free agents, especially at the linebacker position. We have seen countless undrafted rookie free agent linebackers, even Jay Higgins last year. But it's going to be tough, him getting caught in the numbers game.
Worst case, Ken, I think he's a practice squad kid. And guess what? If he's on the practice squad here, I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up on a roster somewhere else, because I think he's played well enough that he's shown he's represented himself well.
410-583-1057. Trippy, you're on the Fan.
Trippy!
Come on, Trip. Come on, Trip. Come on, Trip.
My bad. Shout out to 3 Feet Deep. Did I say it right? My bad.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I heard you this morning.
Yeah, I had to say pause, man, because you gotta realize we be in that chat in the morning, man. I don't feel. Hey, Trippy, man,
you didn't know who was listening. You didn't know I was listening, though, right? You thought you were going to be slick.
Hey. From what I heard from me, a lot of people be listening, man. Look, I ain't gonna say the person's name, but he said, "Hey, man, I be listening to you, But anyway, about Saturday, I mean, I was happy with the performance. The only thing I was kind of upset with, and hopefully y'all can understand me too. I know it's just preseason, right? But with the play calling and stuff, we kind of get an idea what the first string, what the first team going to do, you know what I mean? Because nothing against the second or third or fourth stringers or nothing like that, but we get an idea what the first string going to do. But in that red zone, man, it was like, I forgot what play it was. Remember the red zone? I think we got like a field goal or something, man. We should have scored, you know what I mean? But other than that, I like everything. That boy, what's his name? Ethan Burke?
Ethan Burke.
Yeah, he asleep. He remind me of a baby Trey. So now we got baby Trey and we got baby Derrick Henry. Randall, 23, and we got Burke. And other than that, I see Luke missed the kick today again.
He was 6 for 7. He missed a 58-yarder. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we need to be 100%, man, in practice, man. We talking about practice in my AI voice. Practice, man.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, I'm excited for real. I'm not gonna get too hyped. I see some fans getting hyped over the quarterback 2 position. I mean, I just hope, it's nothing against Snoop. I just hope maybe we can develop a backup quarterback into, a quarterback that can play our type of scheme instead of going out to get a Cooper Rush. Because remember last year we got Cooper Rush.
It was a mess. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it didn't work. But other than that, Ravens, just stay healthy, man, and keep doing your things. Oh, did y'all hear Marlon Humphrey coming back with the podcast?
I can't
wait.
Hope
you answered my question.
Yeah, I appreciate the call.
Y'all have a great day, man.
Yeah,
all right, Trip. Yeah, I mean, look, I think it was Wade that caught a quick screen. I think he ended up getting tackled on the 2 or the 3, but he got all the yards he could. The one play that I thought could have been a touchdown, I need to look at it again, was Elijah Surratt.
If he cuts it in.
He had to cut it in because a play before that, the running back caught the ball in the flat and he was patient enough to let the O-lineman get in front of him and he creased back inside and turned what should have probably been like a 4-yard gain into like 13 or 12 yards. Elijah needed to do the exact same thing. But sometimes when receivers get on the edge, they want to stay out there. They're not comfortable cutting it back inside across the grain, but that's where that yardage is at. So all good.
Do you want to ride phone calls? What do you want to do?
Let's ride, baby.
Sure. We do have people holding. 410-583-1057. More of your thoughts on the Ravens next here on The Fan.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. 3 Deep. Live on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 6 till 6. Search 1057 The Fan, Baltimore. And never miss a moment of coverage on the teams you love.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute. Presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. The LIV Golf season ended yesterday with John Rahm's team winning their 3rd straight points title. Yep, I'm sure you didn't know that either. LIV Golf was supposed to change the game. And now it might be over. Saudi money pulled, murky future. LIV Golf didn't change the game. It made a joke of it. I'm Chris Black.
.1057 The Fan studios are driven by Anderson Automotive, Buick, GMC, and Honda. It's miles for miles at AndersonAutomotive.com.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Before the season even kicks off, everyone's making predictions. On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. Last week, Buffalo was trading at 8%, meaning a $100 trade would pay out $1,174 if they take home the title. On Kalshi, as the probability changes, you adjust your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it's legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Want to be done with mowing the lawn this summer? Let Long Fence pave the way to a place for you to relax this fall. With loads of hardscape options to choose from, Long Fence can enhance your outdoor living space. Now with savings at 25% off all pavers. Terms and conditions apply. Go to longfence.com for a free estimate today.
There's a long time name for quality. Long Fence.
In a world where summer hunger can strike at any moment, only one chicken can fight it.
Wow! I'm hungry.
I want a chicken sub.
I want chicken and fries. Wow, real fast.
Chicken Palooza is back at Royal Farms. Get any 2-piece meal, Rofo chicken sandwich, or a world-famous chicken sub or wrap with an essential water for $6. Now playing at Royal Farms.
The success you've had in life matters. The late nights, the extra shifts, the moments you've stood up and said, I've got this. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we value your achievements because we're a school for real life. With UMGC, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer scholarships, affordable tuition, and online and hybrid classes, all with the support you need from your first day to graduation day and beyond. As an accredited state university, we've been transforming lives for over 75 years. Choose from more than 100 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, and get ready to succeed again. At UMGC, we believe nothing should stand in the way of your next achievement. Not doubt, not your life stage, and especially not an application fee. Just apply by September 1st and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Cozy season is ahead, and you'll be spending way more time inside. Is your home ready? Don't worry. With Wayfair, you can upgrade your space without breaking the bank. Score up to 70% off during their Labor Day clearance on furniture, area rugs, mattresses, and more. Plus, surprise flash deals you can't miss. Whether it's one room or the whole house, Wayfair has pieces for every style and budget.
Shop Wayfair's Labor Day clearance now through September 7th at wayfair.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Tonight, clear low around 65. Tomorrow, high near 80.
Weather brought to you by Staples. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
DQ presents the Blizzard Double Flip Deal. For a limited time, when you buy one Blizzard treat, you get a second for just 99 cents. That's 2 Blizzards, 2 spoons, 2 flavors, and 2 flips. So don't miss out on the Blizzard Double Flip Deal, available only for a limited time and happening now at DQ. Because the only thing better than a Blizzard treat is a second Blizzard treat for just 99 cents. It's It's a deal to flip for. The Blizzard Double Flip Deal. Get it in the app. Participation may vary.
Before the season even kicks off, everyone's making predictions. On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. Last week, Buffalo was trading at 8%, meaning a $100 trade would pay out $1,174 if they take home the title. On Kalshi, as the probability changes, you adjust your position. Download the Kalshi app and use code UPDATE to get up to $500 in bonus credits when you trade $25. Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it's legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. Bonus credits do not expire. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Tim Barbalet, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayambadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
More from the people, whether it be your observations from Saturday or your thoughts about the Ravens and the roster. The 53 has to be in, I think, by Sunday. And now we got this Rashad Bateman situation looming. So 410-583-1057. Jonathan's in Essex. Jonathan, you're on the Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? How you guys doing? 3 deep.
Jonathan, what's up, brother?
Hey, look, my concern, my biggest concern, because I think about it. I think about each group. Would you say right now that our offensive, Tim, I'm going to go with Tim. I'm going to ask him. Do you think our offensive line right now is Super Bowl worthy? Yes or no?
I need to see it. Like, I think that there's
no answers, no.
I think there's upside to it. You know, if Ronnie can bounce back, Rosengarten can bounce back. I'm high on Ioane, but center's a big question mark. And how good is John Simpson going to be coming off a down year?
So is it yes or no? I was looking for.
I will lean no right now. Yes.
Do you think our running back, we've got Derrick Henry and we got 2 other guys, are they Super Bowl worthy?
Absolutely.
All right. So what about you? You said our receivers. What about our receivers?
No.
No. But what I look at when you say the receivers versus the linemen, you said if Ronnie had, there's a lot of optimism. If Ronnie does this, if Simpson does that.
But Jonathan, I have something to go off those guys because they've played NFL snaps. I have nothing to go off of when it comes to these receivers.
When you get your information, is all data comes from wherever. So now you want to particularly say, I got this data. Those guys started too somewhere. So I look at just the upside. A lot of people, those guys aren't getting, Simpson isn't getting any money. These guys on the receiver, they're going to get more money because of their potential. So I'm looking at the potential.
If they produce, they're going to get more money. If they don't produce, they're getting no money.
Jonathan, they had the same amount of catches as us combined.
So guess what?
Minus
no top receivers except for Smith and Jigma last year. There's never, the last 10 years, there hasn't been no top 5 receivers to win the Super Bowl. That's on my mind. That's for what I've seen. So yeah, all we got to do is get somebody play, get consistent play. You ain't got to get Superman play. So yeah. I like that.
I'm not saying that they need Superman. I'm not looking for Superman.
You can twist yourself into a pretzel and make the numbers work for you. No matter what you do. Well, meanwhile, Jackson Smith and Jigba did win the Super Bowl last year as a number 2.
Well, the thing is that you can't reduce Super Bowls down to a single position, which I think what Jonathan was trying to say. But if you ask me a question about a single position and say, is it Super Bowl worthy, then we're doing exactly what we shouldn't be doing. Football is the consummate team sport, right? Yeah. So you don't have to have a Super Bowl worthy wide receiver room to win a Super Bowl. You don't have to have an Super Bowl worthy offensive line necessarily, but in aggregate, there is a level of play that collectively needs to be maintained or exceeded to be Super Bowl worthy, which I think is what Jonathan was trying to say. But in your defense, Tim, you didn't ask me to defend you, but I'm going to. This is the thing. The NFL is always based on show me, right? Like we can always make projections about drafted players, right? And the higher the draft pick, the more likely you should succeed. But it doesn't always work that way. When you talk about players that have shown you already, I can understand that. I can understand having a little bit more belief and the ability to see down the road a little bit further because those guys have done it before. I understand that part. So in an odd way, Jonathan, I hear exactly what you're saying, and I think we're all landing on the same side of the fence, which means that we think this is going to be a very good football team, but there are still some unknowns.
Well, it's just there's a lot more question marks right now than normal. And will all of them pan out? No. Will they all fail? No. It's probably somewhere in the middle. But that's where I get back to as a general manager in sports, you're doing your best. You're doing your best to mitigate risk. And I just think that there is a lot of risk right now on this offensive side of the football.
Absolutely. 410-583-1057. Let's grab Frank. Frank, you're on the Fan.
Hey, thanks for taking the call. I agree. Yeah, lots of risk with the offensive line. We'll see how it plays out. But my question was just the last few years with no preseason, less of a preseason, I guess you should say, with the extra game and whatnot. It seems like bad teams start fast and good teams start slow. Maybe not super slow, but a few games and then they get going. So my question more for Femi was like, when this offense starts clicking and is dialed in and everybody knows where they need to be, the routes, the everything, the play calling, I feel like it doesn't happen overnight. And when you've got a whole new offensive, scheme to learn, when do you reasonably see this playing out to where you flip on a Ravens game and you go, damn, they got it. They're looking good. They're dialed in. Like this is what we thought. This is what they do. Like this is their identity.
Frank, just to for sake of accuracy, do you remember week 1 last year?
Yes and no.
Well, they lost to Buffalo because they couldn't get a stop, but their offense came out spectacular in that game. They scored 40 points in that game, so they did. They did start fast a year ago. But let's get Femi your point to the question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't put any stock in good teams starting slow and bad teams starting fast. That's actually super counterintuitive. No disrespect in that. I just think that different teams treat the preseason differently. Like some teams actually want to win the game, so they really try to win. And other teams are like, look, you're going to get a certain number of snaps. We're going to call basic calls on both sides of the ball. We're not going to show anything. We don't care. Like, I don't think the Eagles care about the preseason at all. I don't think it matters to them that much. In Baltimore, when we step on the field, we play to win every game. It doesn't matter how insignificant it is. We're going to step out there to win. That's what we do. So that being said, to answer your question, where I think we do agree is that, and Tim and I have been saying this for a while, and I think Ken agrees as well, is that this offense could start slow. It's a new offense. It's a new system. The Bears are the only proxy I have that makes any sense. And it may not even make sense, but it's all I can use right now. They started out slow, and they ended up having a heck of a season. And I think this offense is more talented than that offense. So it's going to be back to the future in the beginning. I look for a heavy dose of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in this offensive line dominating the line of scrimmage. I've already made this statement, and it would make me so happy if Declan lined up in the pistol, shifted to the shotgun, and ran zone read on the first play of the season, just to let people remember that Lamar Jackson can carry this football anytime, because everyone's expecting them to line up under center and run outside zone. Do what you did a year ago just to remind them who you are and what you can do. And even if you don't run it the rest of the game, I'm sure they'll probably run it a couple times, but just remind them that, yes, we still have all this old stuff in our back pocket.
Ravens beat the Vikings 13-3. The Ravens are back on the practice field today. They have a joint practice with the Commanders on Wednesday. Jonas Schaefer covers the Ravens for the Baltimore Banner. He joins us next.
You'll never know what you missed if you're not listening. Good thing there's the free Odyssey app. More sports, more exclusives, and more of what you love. Download it today and search 1057 The Fan.
The summer sellathon is happening now at Bob Bell Nissan. Choose from 4 great Nissan models priced under $30,000, ready to drive home today. Credit challenges? We say yes. Your best drive starts this summer. Visit BobBellNissan.com or call 410-288-2500 today.
That's Elena's family group chat. It never stops. Someone's always sending a blessing
or starting a poll about the baby shower theme at midnight.
With Real Unlimited from Total Wireless, she's always in the loop, whether she wants to be or not. Switch to Total Wireless Total Starter Plan or higher and get a Samsung Galaxy A16 5G on us. Total Wireless, your own Real Unlimited. Offer ends 11/4/2026 or while supplies last. Devices, taxes, and fees may apply.
That'll be $84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code WINNER.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we'd been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan. forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's Vinny Serrano. Town Appliances Early Access Labor Day shopping event. It's here. Simplify your busy schedule. Elevate your kitchen with a new Bosch refrigerator or power through dinner cleanup with an ultra-quiet Bosch dishwasher. Mayor, they can help you explore flexible financing options that work for you and your family. Stop by the showroom off Reisterstown Road in Owings Mills or visit townappliance.com today for the Early Access Labor Day shopping event. Tell Vinny sent you. Ask for Mayor, and you can't go wrong.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Logic and G-Eazy bring the Endless Summer Tour Part 2 with Juicy L to Merriweather Post Pavilion on October 4th. A Live Nation show. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Keep listening for your chance to win tickets courtesy of Live Nation.
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
The Orioles' offense has cooled off over the past 6 days, but hit a new low yesterday versus the Rays. Baltimore had a season-low 2 hits and had 17 straight batters retired at one point. Manager Craig Albertaz made sure to credit Nick Martinez for making his offense uncomfortable.
Nick throws a lot of strikes. We knew that coming in, and also he does a great job of mixing all of his pitches and blending them all together. He just keeps guys off the barrel, with the cutter, the sinker. He has the four-seam, the changeup. He throws everything at any given time, any count.
The O's are off today before beginning a 9-game road trip with the Cardinals up first tomorrow night. Baltimore is 63-68 and sits 2 games out of the final wild card spot. The Astros announced that GM Dana Brown and the team have mutually agreed to part ways. Brown's contract was set to expire at the end of this season. He had been GM of the team since January 2023, and Houston won the AL West twice since then and are currently leading the division with a 65-66 record. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the low 80s with an overnight low of 61. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. I'm Tim Barbalese, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Tim Barbalese, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
Ravens beat the Vikings Saturday 13-3. They were back on the practice field today. Nnamdi Madubuike hit a sled today from making contact, so progress is being made. They have joined practice with the Commanders on Wednesday, play them on Friday, and then they had to get the roster down to 53, I think, on Sunday. So let's talk Ravens now with our friend Jonas Schaefer, who covers them for the Baltimore Banner. Joins us courtesy of the Window Nation Fan Guest Hotline. And Jonas, thank you as always for your time. We appreciate it. So what stood out for you Saturday afternoon?
Saturday afternoon. I guess Ethan Burke. I think that was notable. I thought the amount of reps that Ethan Posick got, I thought he played fine. I don't know if there was like a whole lot of difference in between him and Joe Von Gwyn, which, obviously, maybe we get a little bit more separation one way or another on Friday. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious about, like how close or how strongly they feel about, number one, having a fifth outside linebacker on this team, and number two, how much special teams is going to make a difference there. I haven't gotten a chance yet to see exactly who is lining up with what, first team special teams units, but I did think it was notable that it was pretty much a Adisa Isaac getting a lot of run with, most of those kind of first team units on the various groups in that preseason opener. And if Jesse Minter and the kind of sway that he has is anything like what John Harbaugh had, then I do wonder just, how much of what Adisa Isaac can do athletically getting up and down the field on the various special teams units is going to maybe overwhelm some of what we saw from Ethan Burke in terms of actually playing football. Because I know a lot of people feel pretty strongly about what Ethan did, in that opener, in the game Saturday, but it might not be enough to get him onto a 53-man roster, to say nothing of what it might be in Baltimore.
Jonas, unfortunately, Saturday's game was a little overshadowed with Rashad Bateman's legal trouble. TMC dropping their report late Friday. You put out a piece for the Banner over the weekend of what's next for Rashad Bateman. Just how do the Ravens proceed with this? Is Bateman going to be eligible to play week one? How do you see this playing out? Hello?
Sorry, guys, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we got you now.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just turning on the CarPlay in my car. I just think that, for anyone who's wondering whether the Ravens will have to make a move for him or whether they're going to have to suspend him or just deal with the NFL, I think we have to remember that it's a very, very slow process with this. First of all, you need some kind of cooperation or some kind of headway in the legal process, and even then, the turnaround time for this is not exactly like Amazon Prime. You need a little bit of lag for this to get done. So I think the turnaround time for us breaking our news story on Justin Tucker to the NFL, getting their suspension 10 games for Tuck was like 6 to 8 months. I think rarely is it faster than half a year in terms of the calendar. So I think it's probably pretty likely that he's going to be with the Ravens through all this, unless there is some other shoe to drop. So even though obviously there's not a lot of, that news report probably did not engender a lot of goodwill toward Rashad and his status in Baltimore, I still think it's something that you look outside Baltimore, you look in Baltimore. Typically, the NFL does not levy suspensions quickly. So if there is some punishment to be meted out from all this, it's probably more likely going to happen in the next NFL cycle rather than this one.
Jonas, I've been so impressed with Fagnano. Really like what I see from the kid. It's very rare to see a kid who's undrafted show up the way that he has with limited snaps, just be so calm, cool, collected in the pocket, deliver the ball. The one interception that he threw, honestly, the receiver could have batted it down. I like the risk that he took at the back of the end zone. Could have led the receiver a little bit more. I'm being super nitpicky. I think, and I could be wrong here, but I think the last time the Ravens had three quarterbacks going into week one was Trace McSorley, RG3, and Lamar in 2019, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the last time it happened. I've already told Ken and Tim, like, if you don't put him on the active roster, just be ready to lose him. And I'm not saying that he should be the second quarterback. I'm not saying that. Snoop is the backup quarterback. He's earned that right. But this kid is not normal. And I'm of the mind that I kind of want to see him on the roster just because quarterbacks are hard to find. And he's really delivering in what I would consider pretty high leverage situations. I mean, I played in Minnesota. I've been in that stadium. That place is a wild environment. It's great work for all the kids that played in that game, and adults too. What are your thoughts on Fignano, my brother?
Yeah, I like him. I don't know. I don't know if I like him enough to take a practice squad, or to take a spot from someone else on this 53. And I know everyone gets pretty attached to quarterbacks. I just, you look at what he came into Baltimore with, and it was not a lot of money. I don't know if he had any guaranteed money whatsoever. And I think, I don't even believe he was part of that initial surge of undrafted signings. It was just a little bit before the Diego Pavia news drop, which I think gives you a sense for what his market was, which is kind of pretty surprising because he was a guy who, 27 touchdowns against 1 interception, 28 touchdowns against 1 interception, against a, not great, but not bad schedule there at UConn. So I still think he's probably fighting an uphill battle to not just make the Ravens 53, but to make a roster elsewhere. Because again, I still think a lot of teams, a lot of front offices hold on to their priors when you are talking about what it's going to take to get him onto a roster and to really convince a GM that they were wrong, or to convince a GM that his front office and their scouting staff was wrong in their evaluation. You just need, does he have the arm strength? Does he have the mobility? Does he have this? Does he have that? And I just think it's pretty tough. You really going to have to require another above and beyond performance from him against the Commanders. And listen, maybe what he showed, that Vikings front office is enough to kind of get the word spread that what this kid did against Philly and against the Vikings was legit. But I just still am a little bit skeptical that the Ravens would need to keep him on their 53 to avoid him getting poached off their practice squad or off the waiver wire.
We're talking about Jonas Schaefer's 3 Deep here on the Fan. Jonas, the Nnamdi Madubuike of it all. Now, he started hitting a sled today, and that's the first contact that I think that we know of that he's had since he got hurt week 2 of last year. I know you guys talked to Jesse after practice, and he wouldn't commit to week 1. What do you think the next steps are? Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I think it's probably unlikely that we're going to talk to him this week because I don't think it's likely that he's going to be gearing up to play full contact football in Wednesday's joint practice. And obviously I think it would be unwise of him or the Ravens to play in that preseason game on Friday night. So are we going to talk to, I guess, if we don't talk to him this week, then we are kind of at the mercy of the Ravens making their roster decisions before we get a sense for where he is mentally. There's obviously the possibility that the Ravens could designate him, with that 53-man roster injured reserve spot where, he doesn't take up a spot, but they say that he is coming back in 4 weeks' time because of that IR designation, which is obviously one of the newer changes, I think, as of a couple of years ago, that you can do to make some space for guys and not put them on season-ending IR nor take up a valuable roster spot. So I'm kind of in the dark along with you guys and a lot of Ravens fans just wondering what exactly is going to be the deal here because, we went to his camp, a month ago or so at this point to try to talk to him. And, we're politely told, sorry, he doesn't want to talk right now. The Ravens have had many opportunities to throw him up there at the podium. Clearly that hasn't happened yet. So we're all just kind of waiting to see what exactly is the deal here. Neck injuries are nothing to mess around with. It's, obviously you don't want to kind of compare it to what Calais is going through with all the awful stuff that he went through this offseason, but it definitely is a little bit more complex than that because you can play with a heavy heart. It's hard to play when you don't really feel totally confident in your next ability to withstand all the minor car crashes that you go through in the NFL. So I wish I had more for you guys, but just everything that has been communicated to me and that we found out just points to me not really knowing what exactly is the next step, or if it's going to be us waiting until October for him to really feel confident enough to get going.
Jonas Schaefer covers the Ravens for the Baltimore Banner. Jonas, always great, man. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Coming up next, let's get back to that game Saturday, and it wasn't a whole lot of offense, but what were our observations? What did we like? What didn't we like from the offensive perspective on Saturday, 13-3 win over the Vikings? We will tell you next here on The Fan.
The station with the best Ravens coverage. Touchdown Ravens! Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now here's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. No application fee if you apply by September 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Traffic is brought to you by Jerry's Home Services. Just ask Jerry's. Jerry's Home Services is the choice of Maryland homeowners for all their interior and exterior renovation needs. With an impeccable industry reputation, just ask Jerry's for a fast, free estimate by calling 410-766-6800 or visit jerryshomeservices.com. Traffic is brought to you by the hometown team of Science and Kirk.
Vinny Serrato here. I know what it takes to build a winning team, so if you've been injured, call the hometown team. Science and Kirk, don't let the accident sideline you. Remember, if you have a phone, you've got a lawyer. YouHaveALawyer.com.
Baltimore area Chick-fil-A restaurants are proud to partner with the Maryland State Fair to support food pantries in Greater Baltimore. Bring 5 non-perishable food items on August 28th for free admission. 1 entry per 5 food items. Rides are individually priced.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. In a clinical study, Eliquis apixaban reduces stroke risk and has less major bleeding than warfarin.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Ask your doctor about the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner, Eliquis.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-798-4399. 800-798-4399. 800-798-4399.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Catholic schools embrace students and families from diverse, religious, ethnic, and economic backgrounds. Rooted in the belief that we are all children of God, our schools foster an inclusive environment. While our schools offer a comprehensive academic curriculum, we embrace a holistic approach that nurtures the mind, body, and spirit. Learn more at archbald.org/schools. That's archbald.org/schools.
Play more, win big, all summer long during the 12th anniversary celebration at Horseshoe Baltimore. Bigger prizes, bigger moments. Don't miss your chance to win. Football is back. Watch the action at Brew Brothers, adjacent to their Caesars Sportsbook. Plus, enjoy late-night bites and live entertainment every weekend at Poe's Nest. Get in on the action at Horseshoe Baltimore for all the excitement. There's something for everyone. Baltimore's best bet. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're thinking about it,
every day,
we're talking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
105.7 The Fan. From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center. Sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from Caton Avenue to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. 295 northbound, that's heavy from after West Patapsco Avenue to I-95 and Russell Street. And just before I-95, there's an accident on the right side. 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Tim Barbalace, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great experience. The atmosphere was awesome, kind of walking into the stadium. The fans are electric. Finally hearing that drum in person instead of on TV was pretty cool. But, my goal really is to kind of go out there, help the team any way I can. Specific play calls for me or not, blocking, catching the ball. But I kind of get that courage and that, stuff from Coach Declan's play calling. He's a mastermind of this offense, and it makes everybody feel comfortable.
It's my guy Josh Cuevas talking after the Ravens beat the Vikings 13-3. He led the Ravens in receiving yards, 46 yards, was second in catches with 3, including a 23-yard reception. Observation-wise, looked like Josh Cuevas can play in this league, Femi.
Oh, absolutely. I told you I wasn't too worried about the tight ends. Just because of the nature of tight ends and the way they show themselves is in real game situations. And I think I've heard a lot less tight end chatter lately, and maybe that's because of the Rashad situation and the center situation, but in general, things have seemed to calm down a little bit around the tight ends. I think that, the offense overall has been fairly vanilla.
Yes.
Obviously, not even a ton of outside zone, a lot more inside zone, and there's been a little bit of some screens and some check down work obviously done, but I thought Dayton Wade had a great game against Minnesota. I thought Guillory showed himself. Obviously, Josh Cuevas, Fagnano, we're not going to talk about him again. Everyone knows. I wanted to see more explosive plays from the running backs, but that's tied to the offensive line, and the offensive line had a tough uphill battle against these Vikings, and it doesn't matter who's out there for the Vikings playing on the road in that environment. It's going to be tough. That was the only disappointment for me. I felt like there was a little bit more pressure than I wanted. I saw offensive linemen not communicating, not working together on certain blocks and some run throughs and things like that. But overall, you always take the win, but there's some work that needs to be done still.
Definitely. And it's worth reiterating. Declan Doyle is not going to show his hand.
Yeah.
He's not, because week 1 against the Colts, they're going to be guessing because he's been so vanilla through August, like every single team is through August. But the rushing attack was something we were harping on last week, where even against the Eagles, it wasn't great. There really weren't any chunk runs, and it really struggled against the Vikings, just 2.6 yards per carry as a team. Obviously, Adam Randall didn't end up playing in that game.
That was disappointing.
But the offensive line just wasn't getting the push. Ioane, he had a holding penalty, got beat on another play. It wasn't a great showing by the O-line.
Yeah, I think that was my biggest takeaway. And obviously there's this battle between Gwynn and Posick. And, I didn't watch the All-22. I'm going to just let you guys know that now. I didn't have the best view, but my initial takeaways is that both of them will have plays in that game they want back. I thought Gwynn still slightly played better. Posick still looks like he needs to get a little healthier. I like Gwynn's aggression. I like the ceiling for Gwynn and where I think he's going. And the Eagles game, once again, that's spoiled now. It's old, I know. But there's only 2 games to reference. And that game was at home, and the Eagles made it a lot easier on the Ravens' offensive line than Minnesota did. And with all that being said, Gwynn is still the guy that I'm most comfortable with as the starting center. Me personally, today, there's one more preseason game. My assumption, Ken, you can help me with this. I think Posick's going to start that game. They're going to get a lot of work at practice. Yeah. We will be at practice on Wednesday. We're going to be able to see some stuff live. It's a joint practice, right? So right now, I'm leaning toward Gwynn. But I know that Venga, there's things that he needs to do. John Simpson, there's some communication stuff that needs to be worked out through Declan's system. The one thing that I want everyone to just take a deep breath on is that, remember, we have this guy. His name is Lamar. I think his name is Lamar Jackson. he's not really doing any Lamar Jackson things. He's just kind of being quarterback in training camp. He's not doing like the things that he's going to do. That's a whole nother cavern in the caves. Is that a good metaphor, an analogy? You know what I mean? Like
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
It sounded cool.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
well, what I'm saying
cool.
is like you if you've ever been in caves, you kind of sometimes it gets really tight and narrow, and then all of a sudden this huge room opens up. You're like, oh my God, look at this huge space. Like Lamar is that
you see
space.
a bat.
But sometimes caves you can't see.
That's true.
right.
You can't.
Black.
You can't.
And then you turn on your flashlight and bats start flying at you.
They do, but because you're Lamar Jackson, you got that cape on. You're fearless. You see, you got X-ray vision. You fly. You can run through walls. You know all those things. So anyway, not my best, but you guys know what I'm saying. So I feel good about what we've seen thus far, but the number one thing I'm looking at is still the offensive line. That's the number one thing I will be focused on from now until the final 53 is made. And then even going into the Colts game, that's still what I'm going to be looking at because we're not going to get answers until real games are played.
You mentioned the center position, and we'll hear from Jesse Minter next segment, but he did say, among other things, that Jovan Gwynn and Ethan Posick will both work with the first team this week. That I would assume includes the joint practice on Wednesday. So.
Yeah, and that's what we need, right? We need as many clips, reps, as much as we can see from those two guys. That's their choices. Those are the two guys that have been here. I mean, Posick just got here. You know what I mean? It's almost like it feels like it was a while ago, but it's really only been 3 weeks since he got here.
It was right at the beginning of camp.
Yeah, so I know the ceiling for him in regard to his experience and what he can pull from. And, he did a good job when he was in Cleveland, right? It was Cleveland. He was in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. I did look at some of his PFF grades, and I've also looked at some of the interviews that have been given by some of his former teammates. And on paper, who was the tight end? I'm sorry, the center from the Bears that we were looking at? Bradbury. Technically, on paper, his cumulative body of work was actually better than Bradbury's. I don't know if today he's better than Bradbury, but
I just think he tore his Achilles in December.
Yes,
this is a very, very quick turnaround for a guy that's over 300 pounds, offensive that.
He's a big center too.
Yes,
for a center, he's a big boy.
Exactly, and I think that's a big, big factor right now.
Coming up next, the Ravens, they were back on the practice field today. They'll be back tomorrow and then joint practice on Wednesday. And then we go into regular season mode, people. We got walkthrough Thursday, game Friday.
It's crazy.
They're off roster set Sunday. And then training camp is over, ladies and gentlemen. But Jesse Minter spoke after practice today. We will hear from him next here on The Fan.
This football season, 105.7 The Fan brings you unparalleled analysis of the purple and black. Beginning September 9th, it's Baltimore Football Weekly with Ken McCusick and Femi Ayimbadejo. From the film room to the locker room, Ken breaks down the tape and Femi gives you the player perspective. Baltimore Football Weekly, Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Elephant in the Room in Millersville on 105.7 The Fan.
Traffic is sponsored by the Ouch Guy. 877-OUCH-911.
Ouch.
Please hold for the next available disappointment.
Or skip the hold music. Call 877-OUCH-911. I'm the attorney that gives a shit, and I'll make sure the insurance company cares too. Real help, real results. 877-OUCH-911.
Brought to you by H&K Group Incorporated.
Calling all heavy equipment operators and pipe laborers. Start your new career with H&K Group Incorporated. HTI Contractors Division of H&K Group wants to offer you the opportunity to be part of the industry leader. Visit hkgroup.com and apply today. H&K is an equal opportunity employer.
Woohoo! Go payment free this summer. It's the Honda Summer Event at Anderson Honda Hunt Valley. That's no payments for 90 days on the Hondas you want, like Accord and CR-V hybrids. Now that's smiles for miles. Check out AndersonHonda.net. No payments for 90 days. Must finance with approved credit through AHFC.
Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland, a division of CAO, proudly announces the addition of Dr. Hayden L. Hoffler to our team. He is a board-qualified, fellowship-trained foot and ankle surgeon specializing in foot and ankle disorders. Dr. Hoffler's goal is to combine a comprehensive and multidisciplinary approach to treating foot and ankle issues, and he looks forward to helping you with care and compassion. You can schedule an appointment with him at mdbonedocs.com. Again, that's mdbonedocs.com.
That's Elena's family group chat. It never stops. Someone's always sending a blessing
or starting a poll about the baby shower theme at midnight.
With Real Unlimited from Total Wireless, she's always in the loop, whether she wants to be or not. Switch to Total Wireless Total Starter Plan or higher and get a Samsung Galaxy A16 5G on us. Total Wireless, your own Real Unlimited. Offer ends 11/4/2026 or while supplies last. Devices, taxes, and fees may apply.
My name is Amanda Klutz, and I'm a widow. You enter a different reality when you lose your husband, especially as a parent. Life insurance doesn't fix it, but it helps. With Ethos, you can get covered in minutes. No medical exams, up to $3 million in coverage, and it's all online.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Leon was about to leave the military.
My biggest concern was, what am I going to do next?
He found out about My Computer Career and their military transition program.
The Cyber Warrior program takes you from not knowing anything about a computer at all to being a subject matter expert.
How long is that going to take?
In the span of 4 months, I was able to get 4 different certifications.
4 months? Leon's advice?
Highly recommended.
Become a certified cyber warrior in just months at mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary. VA education benefits available to those who qualify.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money. And most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and save thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
Summer savings start now at Bob Bell Kia's Summer Sell-a-thon. Drive home in one of 5 amazing Kia models priced under $30K. Whatever your credit situation, we are here to help. Visit bobbellkia.com or call 410-288-2500 today.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from Caton Avenue to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. 295 northbound is heavy approaching 95 and Russell Street. Accident just before I-95 is clearing now. All lanes are open. 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. Inner loop of the Beltway, there's delays off and on through Towson between Charles Street and York Road. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalace.
The Ravens defense has had a dominant first 2 preseason games. Baltimore has allowed just 10 points and has held its opponents to just 5 for 23 in third down conversions. Mike Green has been proud of the team's depth along its defense.
Simply means that, when time comes or in the actual season that they're going to be ready for it, and there's not going to be a game that will be too big for them to play in. So, I think that's like the biggest upside of these preseason games is just to get their feet wet.
It's an off day for the Birds as they will be back in action tomorrow night against the Cardinals. The O's are 2 games back of the final wild card spot, but Fangraphs projects their odds of making the playoffs at just 12.6%. Deshaun Watson will open the season as the Browns' starting QB. The decision comes despite Watson's struggles in the second preseason game Saturday versus the Bills, in which he completed 5 of 12 passes for 35 yards and 1 interception in 4 second-half drives. Cleveland plays at Jacksonville Week 1. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the low 80s with an overnight low of 61. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. I'm Tim Barbalace, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Tim Barbalace, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
That's looking like a season-ending thing. Again, man, my heart's out to him. Just the opportunity, him coming here, knowing the situation that we had, kind of earning the opportunity to potentially be a starter. But I know he'll work through this and come back from the type of guy that he is. But definitely, feel for a guy like that in that situation.
That's Minter on Pinter. Jesse Minter talking about Danny Pinter. Remember last week he wouldn't confirm it was season ending. Now he is. And it's being reported as a torn patella tendon for Danny Pinter. And I don't know if he was going to win the center job, but Femi, he was the leader in the clubhouse at the time he got hurt.
Yeah, I think I was pleasantly surprised by the number of guys that rallied around Danny and the things they had to say about him. That's what, look, when you start building relationship with guys, especially, I think Danny was signed relatively early in the offseason as well, so he was around a lot of guys. I know Javon came in a little bit later, but technically he was the kind of penciled in starter up until his injury. So I've lost a job from an injury. I've gained a job from an injury. Unfortunately, it's part of the business.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing that it's the position and the group that I'm most concerned with. It was Eckley and Loop for a bit there, but Eckley's performance has calmed me down. I've just conceded with Tyler that he's going to be the starter opening day, and we'll just see what happens. But the offensive line, like that's the group that really is important because it's the most tethered to Lamar Jackson. And he's the most electric player in the NFL. And if he's going to do Lamar Jackson type things, this offensive line needs to be able to protect him. And I'm a little concerned about the center position.
I'm definitely concerned. I've been concerned. But first and foremost, I just feel for Pinter, the person, man, just because this looked like his first opportunity to be in every game starter. He's never been that up until this point, and he started all of 11 games, and it certainly seemed like it was his job to lose, and to lose it because of injury and to not even be able to come back and, suffer a significant injury like that. It just sucks, from a human level.
More from Jesse Minter speaking today. LeJohntay Wester had himself a nice game on Saturday. 5 catches and a touchdown, including his punt return duties. Minter talks about Wester.
I think he's made really good strides. This guy flies off the ball on offense. His speed really shows up on the tape, really shows up when he's running routes. I think he's becoming a lot more decisive as a returner. He's done a really good job in the punt return game, and I think there's still a couple things to see and learn on the kickoff return game, but really happy with where he's at and how he's progressed.
So he's an interesting one for me because, this offseason we were constructing scenarios where he doesn't make the team. And then I heard some whispers about what a great offseason program he had, and they're very happy with him. And I think that shows. And he was pretty good at punt returns until the one fumble last year. And then it just went sideways for him. Other than one maybe fair catch in these 2 games, I've been happy with him in the punt return game, and he did get himself a touchdown Saturday.
Yeah, I think that in my special teams analysis, he's one of the people that I wanted to see more from, and I've definitely seen an improvement from the beginning of camp till now, and the taste from last year and the Cleveland fumble and the lack of confidence was very obvious to me. I think that's out the window now, and what I love is I think Jeff Zebreck, maybe he wrote a column in The Athletic about LeJohntay, or he could have been on a podcast, whatever it was. He noted that the people in the building were very appreciative of his work ethic, and that he was showing signs of growth and maturity that gave the impression that he was going to be on this team. And then after watching him on Saturday in Minnesota, I was really happy with his performance then. He's a guy that I think needed to show a little bit more, and I think he's answered the call.
He certainly earned a spot on this football team. That goes without saying. He didn't jump off the screen in terms of production, but he had a couple of third down conversions, including the touchdown that he ended up having, and a couple of nice punt returns. And even going back to the Eagles game, there was one punt return he had where fielded the ball on a bounce, got the team beyond midfield. He just seemed spooked after the fumble in Cleveland. That's just really messed up his rookie season because up until that point, he was a really solid returner.
Remember what I always say about professional athletes, right? You got to be delusionally confident, and he lost that.
Yeah, he did.
And I know R.I.P. Jacoby. Jacoby is a guy that played on special teams. He contributed to the Mile High Miracle, obviously. He was electric in the Super Bowl. It's his confidence and his energy that we loved about him being a Raven. I want my return guys to be like that. Even if you're lying, I don't care. Just do that. Like, there's something about that vibe and that energy. It's almost like you fake it till you make it. And I feel like LeJounte is on the precipice of being electric. I think he has it in him. At Colorado, he was absolutely electric. I want him to carry, and those days are probably seem like it was 10 years ago for him now, being his second year in the NFL. You forget about those college days relatively quickly, but there's something about my return guys having swag, like Jermaine Lewis. Jermaine was quiet, but he had swag. You know, there was something about the way he carried himself. You just knew it was like it was a big play waiting to happen. Jacoby was the same way. I want LeJounte to tap into that. I want him to be who he is, but I want him to tap into that electricity and that confidence. And once you get it, don't ever let it go, because he had it like coming into his rookie season until the glitch that we just talked about, which we will not talk about anymore.
Until the next time we bring it.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll try not to talk about it anymore. Yeah.
One more from Jesse Minter. Obviously, we told you earlier, Nnamdi Madubuike hitting a sled today. It's the first time we've seen him make contact with something during camp. Minter was asked about the possibility of Madubuike being ready for week 1.
It's all part of the process with him. I think he's in a great place. Again, it's a progression week to week. See him like hitting the sled and doing things like that. So again, feel good about where that's headed, and kind of just continue on that process. And I think he's in a really good spot.
They're definitely checking the answer is rote at this point. Mm-hmm. Jesse's been asked about him for a while now, and he's in a really good place. It's a process. We're happy with the process. But no clear answers as to when we may see him actually play football.
Yeah, it's obvious to me that they have a plan that they're not going to share, because if the plan gets changed, then they're going to have to explain that, which opens themselves up to questions that they don't want to answer. And honestly, it's just going to be a distraction, so I get it. I still am of the belief that he'll be seen sooner than later. And once again, Femi triangulating data, looking at the potential injuries. I went through it a while ago. I still think he's ahead of where I thought he would be, but the fact that we're going into, camp started longer than I thought now. Was it July 28th? Was that the first day? 29th. So we're in August 24th now. So we're in full 4 weeks now at this point. I'm wondering, like, in my mind, maybe I was hoping he would have been doing some more team stuff already, but maybe not like contact, but like shorts and helmets team stuff.
At this point, week 1 seems a little ambitious.
It does.
And I would be shocked. He's not going to be doing much during the joint practices if he just started hitting the sled. Obviously, preseason is done. That's the final joint practice. We're running out of time at this point. Week 1's a couple of weeks away. I don't know if it's realistic.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say he hadn't hit a person yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So the season starts 2 weeks from Sunday, correct?
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely that he's playing week 1.
I know, I agree. And by the way, like, the selfish fan in me is saying that, right? But the former player and the person who's concerned about the human being, take the time you need, brother.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
there's no rush here. You got plenty of guys behind you. You got a great defense. You got a great coaching staff and coordinator. Like, it's all good. We have our selfish reasons as fans for what we want to see, just because we miss seeing him on the field performing, but that's coming. I'm not worried about that.
The question then remains, and Jonas brought it up when he joined us, do they see him coming back within the first couple of weeks? And then if not, obviously you're not going to waste a roster spot and you put him on IR.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to know at that point. Probably that's going to be the telltale sign, right?
Yeah, I think it's. Do they still do PUP, right? Like,
well, to be placed, you have to be on PUP throughout the training camp.
No, but I mean,
go on PUP.
Yeah, you go. But the way you used to do it was he'd start the season on the 53, and then you put him on PUP, and he misses forward. They changed that.
Well, no, because now this was last year, a couple years ago. You get 2 IR exemptions where if you place them prior to cut down, you can still get
what's
them
the
back
minimum?
In 4
is there
4 weeks?
4 weeks? Okay.
It's 4 weeks for IR.
So it's similar to what it used to be.
But the thing is, if you get put on IR, though, you can't practice. I don't think, right? I think that's the rule.
I don't believe so.
No, you don't think so? Okay, let's look at that.
I don't think you can practice.
I think you can for 4 weeks, and then I think
so. I just wonder what that like for me. And once again, look, he can go do whatever he wants on his own with an elite level physio therapist and a personal trainer, of course. But that doesn't get him necessarily ready to play a game. Like, I think when we actually see some level of teamwork, and I don't necessarily mean like full padded practice, I just mean literally shorts and helmets team. Like, until we see that, nothing's imminent, in my opinion. Hitting a sled, cool. But until you're out there doing football team stuff in shorts and helmets, then there's not much to discuss.
Yeah, you would have to think, Femi, and you know this better than we do, but he's going to be at least a couple weeks away once he starts hitting somebody else, and he hasn't done that
Exactly,
yet.
Yeah. I think once he starts doing team stuff, he's probably 4 weeks away. So the minute he starts doing shorts and helmets team stuff, I would say he's 4 weeks away from then.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So, yeah, you might just...
at that point, you're looking IR if you're going that route.
Yeah.
Let's switch to baseball. Coming up next, the Orioles aren't good at a lot of things, but they are good at picking out their pinch hitters and when to pinch hit guys and who to pinch hit, because they've been hitting the right buttons, especially since July 1st. How good have they been? We'll explain next here on The Fan.
What happens next happens here. Baltimore Sports Radio.
That ball is out of here.
105.7 The Fan.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. 3 Deep's brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans think you know who's hitting a homer today? Well, FanDuel's giving you a free chance to call your shot with Daily Dingers. Join the action's easy. Just make your free pick on who's hitting a home run in their game. And if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a chance at extra winnings. You've got nothing to lose and a lot to gain. And don't forget, you can make a free pick every day during the MLB season. It's just another reason why FanDuel's the home for home runs. So you ready to play your game today? Join all the action at FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local to play Daily Dingers and make your free pick on who's hitting a homer. Play ball and swing for the fences on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. No purchase necessary. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Reports say that Raiders running back Ashton Jeanty suffered an ankle sprain in practice yesterday. The Raiders are unsure how long Jeanty will be out, but the injury is not considered to be long-term. Jeanty rushed for 975 yards and 5 touchdowns last season for Las Vegas. He also had 55 receptions for 346 yards and 5 touchdowns. The Raiders opened the season against the Dolphins on September 13th. I'm Adam Abdallah.
105.7 The Fan studios are driven by Anderson Automotive, Buick, GMC, and Honda. It's miles for miles at AndersonAutomotive.com.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying. Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
When the moments in your life are too important to miss, you can trust O'Reilly Auto Parts to keep you and your plans on the road. Our professional parts people can test your vehicle's battery and even give it a charge if needed. In most cases, we can install your new battery for free. It's just one of the many services we provide at O'Reilly Auto Parts to ensure life's best moments don't find you stranded.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Traffic is brought to you by the hometown team of Science and Kirk.
Mike Bordick here. I know a little something about a winning team. If you're hurt, call the hometown team of Science and Kirk. Don't let an auto accident take you out of the game. If you have a phone, you have a lawyer. YouHaveALawyer.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh yeah, used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Allstate, we know second chances are important to you, so they're important to us. That's why with Allstate's accident forgiveness, your rate won't go up just because of an accident, even if it was your fault. So while you might find yourself wondering, how long will this take or what will this cost? You won't have to question your rate after an accident. If it's important to you, it's important to us. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Optional policy feature terms apply. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, NFL fans, Netflix has can't miss action this season, starting with the league's first ever regular season game in Australia, as the Rams take on the 49ers live from Melbourne. Then stick around for Netflix's first ever Thanksgiving Eve matchup, a Christmas Day doubleheader, and a Week 18 finale. It's a massive season of NFL action. Watch Rams versus 49ers Thursday, September 10th at 8:35 p.m. Eastern, live on Netflix.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying. Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
When the moments in your life are too important to miss, you can trust O'Reilly Auto Parts to keep you and your plans on the road. Our professional parts people can test your vehicle's battery and even give it a charge if needed. In most cases, we can install your new battery for free. It's just one of the many services we provide at O'Reilly Auto Parts to ensure life's best moments don't find you stranded.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from Caton Avenue to the Fort McHenry Tunnel, and there's an accident at Keefe Avenue. 295 northbound is heavy approaching 95 and Russell Street, and there's an accident before I-95 that's clearing out of the way now. 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel, and the inner loop of the Beltway's heavy through Towson between the Harrisburg Expressway and Delaney Valley Road. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Tim Barbalace, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
Messiah, high and deep drive to center. Mullins at the wall. We're tied. Wham, bam. Welcome back, Sam.
Kevin Brown on the call. Sam Basayo's pinch hit 2-run homer tied that game at 2. The Orioles won that game in the 10th on the Dylan Beavers double. Actually, isn't it technically a single if it's not a home run, if it's a walk-off? Isn't that the way it's usually scored unless it leaves the park? It's a base hit. Anyway, that gets me completely off track. But Orioles aren't good at a lot of things, Bone. But they are good at pinch hitting of late, are they not?
They did roll the double.
That's weird.
They did
That's
roll
weird
the double.
because usually if it's a walk-off,
but the runner was on second, though, correct?
Yes, the runner.
So I think that he hit second while the runner scored. Okay. So that's why they made it
Official
a double, because the play was live.
Yeah.
Well, first, before we get to the pinch hitting numbers, and obviously Samuel Basayo falls in that, Sam yesterday throwing out base runners, phenomenal.
Really good.
And he's got a cannon for an arm, but also Sam proved it again. He has the clutch gene. And you can look, 2 outs, runners in scoring position this season, 282 batting average, 942 OPS. In high leverage situations, Samuel Basayo, 317 batting average, 936 OPS. So he shines bright when the pressure ratchets up. But Craig Albanez has really been pushing all the right buttons this year, but especially since July 1st when it comes to these pinch hitting situations. On the season, the Orioles are first in RBIs with 34, tied for third in home runs, 6th in OPS, 10th in batting average. But since July 1st, they're just in their own category. 21 RBIs by pinch hitters. The next closest team is the Nats with 12. 16 pinch hits. That's the most in baseball. 6 pinch hit home runs. That is also the most in baseball. And when you're looking at the individual players since July 1st, Femi, Tyler O'Neill has 6 pinch hits since July 1st, which is crazy. Dylan Beavers in second with 3. Jeremiah Jackson has 2. But all of these averages, O'Neill 545, Sam, he hasn't had many chances, but 500. Jackson Holiday 500. Leody Taveras and Dylan Beavers 333. So we know that this offense has, outside of that 8-game stretch that they just finished, it ended at the Trop, they have really struggled to consistently score runs. But this has kind of been a weapon for them in the midst of this offense really struggling over the past couple months.
Yeah, no, I think you hit all the important numbers. I think for contrast, what's wild is in the first 92 games of the season, they were hitting 176 as pinch hitters. They had 13 hits. They have 16 now based from, I think you have July 1st.
July 1st,
yeah, which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I think for me, the two things that stand out about this team are the starting pitching, I think has been better than expected.
Yes.
And the pinch hitting, especially as of late, is way better than expected. Because some of these players were in way below the Mendoza line for a long stretches of the season, and lately have come to life, especially in the pinch hit roles.
And this sort of goes hand in hand with the pinch hitting. They do well coming from behind. They have 29 come from behind wins. You saw the latest one on Saturday. That's what would be so frustrating about this club last year is, Ken, when they got down, they just seemed like they rolled over. And even yesterday, I'm not trying to defend, it was a horrific offensive performance, but they at least made things interesting in the ninth inning last night.
Kowser hits the home run, and then
Taveras gets on with the error.
Yep.
And 3 guys hit the ball hard, but I'm sick of.
Yeah, right.
I know, and I hate to give the moral victory thing, but they
brought the tying run to the plate.
Exactly.
Yeah, all you can ask for is an opportunity to stay in the game and to have a chance to tie the game. They did that. I don't want to be negative because it's hard for me to do that. And obviously,
I don't think it's in you.
It's hard. Yeah, no, but
let's try.
He wants to, but he's struggling.
I think the guy that I've been looking toward, the guy I've been looking at is CES, right? I've been looking at him lately, and just in this series, he just didn't have his best series.
He's over his last 15.
Exactly. So, they're gonna need. Look, I love what Dylan Beavers is doing. Credit to him. He obviously made a switch to the way he had his weight on his legs and his ability to move forward toward the ball instead of being on his back foot. Clearly paying dividends already. He has more pop than I even realized. I didn't think he had that much pop.
He's got 4 walk-offs
already
it's crazy. This early on in his career.
And you know who else has
still a 0,
that's
wild.
Even more crazy.
That's super wild. You know who has a lot of pop that I've underestimated is Colton Kowser.
Oh, yeah.
The ball jumps off
problem is
his
he's got
back.
so much swing and miss.
He does. He strikes out too much, not enough contact. But I feel like the more I watch these guys, I kind of see if they can play every day, but then that's kind of like it. There's so much platooning going on. You just wonder if it accelerates the downturn or do they actually rise to the occasion? Do you know what I mean?
Femi, there was a ball, and coincidentally enough, they're going to Sacramento in this 9-game road trip. There was a ball that Kowser hit last year in Sacramento that I don't think landed. He has serious pop. Yeah. It's just like Ken said, a ton of swinging.
Yeah.
He's got a giant hole in his swing, Femi.
Yes.
That's the problem. But when he connects, ball goes a long way.
That's a kind of a Kobe thing too, isn't it? But Kobe's gotten so much better lately.
Kobe doesn't have as much like Kowser. That I think that's the first time he's homered on a changeup this year.
Yeah,
he hit the Sacramento one 455 feet.
Yeah, it was a bomb. Yeah, he hit it there back to Oakland. Coming up next, though, we'll talk Orioles, we'll talk Ravens. Our friend Cordell Woodland, he covers both for us here at The Fan. He joins us next.
Wherever the Orioles season takes you.
Say goodbye to this ball.
Download the free Odyssey app and hear reactions to all the biggest moments. Download it today and search 105.7 The Fan.
What's up, everybody? Nick Bustos here, helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Taking a look at the pro baseball futures market. 7 teams right now within 2.5 games of the final wild card spot in the AL. And if I had to take a shot at one, give me Seattle at plus 240. Seattle made the ALCS last year. Seattle could still win its own division. Seattle plus 240 would be the play for me. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
Ready to head back to school in a vehicle you can depend on? Whether you're a student, parent, teacher, or simply looking for a reliable upgrade, Superior Motor Company has the perfect vehicle waiting for you. Great vehicles, better experience. SuperiorMotorCompany.com.
A dark night, a quiet suburb. But for one family, danger lurks just downstairs.
Oh, no. That's just my husband getting a midnight snack.
Guilty. But
We have Xfinity Shield. It has a built-in Wi-Fi feature that detects movement without cameras.
well, what they didn't know is that an even bigger threat lurks online. A hacker.
Actually, Xfinity CyberSecure protects our connected devices too.
Okay, fine. But what they didn't see coming
is that these features are included with our Wi-Fi. We did. Kind of the whole point.
Well, this one's not getting a sequel.
What if protecting your home and devices could be drama-free? Introducing Xfinity Shield with Wi-Fi features designed to give you peace of mind. Visit xfinity.com/shield to learn more. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Xfinity Internet and compatible equipment required.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Ortho Maryland is now open in Reisterstown. Our newest location offers the same expert orthopedic care you expect from Ortho Maryland. Like all our locations, we provide convenient day and evening walk-in care hours, on-site physical therapy, and x-ray services to help diagnose and treat injuries quickly. Whether it's a sports injury, joint pain, or a sudden orthopedic issue, our team is here to help you get back to doing what you love. While waiting ER urgent care, go straight to the orthopedic experts. Visit orthomaryland.net for hours and locations.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by September 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
There's a reason potato chips don't come in a clear bag. It's only 2/3 full. The rest is air. It's like your 401k. You get 2/3, Uncle Sam gets the rest. Mike Kinnett, Ryan Herbert, and the team at ProStatus Financial Advisors Group can help. Their tax mapping process can help forecast what your taxes will be in the future to potentially decrease your tax bill. Call for your complimentary retirement tax mapping report, 866-597-1040, or online at prostatusfinancial.com.
Advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Insurance licensed in Maryland.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue.
If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at repairclinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Join Pathfinders for Autism at the Maryland Zoo for their 16th annual Run Wild for Autism 5K and 1 mile fun run and walk on September 27th. Enjoy free zoo admission after the race. Register now at pathfindersforautism.org/runwild 2026.
This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalese.
The Orioles' offense has cooled off over the past 6 days, but hit a new low yesterday versus the Rays. Baltimore had a season-low 2 hits and had 17 straight batters retired at one point. Manager Craig Albertaz made sure to credit Nick Martinez for making his offense uncomfortable.
Nick throws a lot of strikes. We knew that coming in, and also he does a great job of mixing all of his pitches and blending them all together. He just keeps guys off the barrel, with the cutter, the sinker. He has the four-seam, the changeup. He throws everything at any given time, any count.
The O's are off today before beginning a 9-game road trip with the Cardinals up first tomorrow night. Baltimore is 63-68 and sits 2 games out of the final wild card spot. The Astros announced that GM Dana Brown and the team have mutually agreed to part ways. Brown's contract was set to expire at the end of this season. He had been GM of the team since January 2023, and Houston won the AL West twice since then and are currently leading the division with a 65-66 record. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the low 80s with an overnight low of 61. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. I'm Tim Barbalese, Ravens, Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Tim Barbalese, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
Ravens wrapped up practice earlier today. They'll have a walkthrough tomorrow and then join practice with the Commanders before the game on Friday. Orioles have a day off today after losing to Tampa yesterday. They're in St. Louis tomorrow. Let's talk about both with our friend Cordell Woodland, who joins us courtesy of the Window Nation Fan Guest Hotline. And Cordell, thank you as always for your time. We appreciate it. So I guess let's start with the Nnamdi Madubuike of it all. I saw you post your synopsis from camp. Do you feel like we're run for people who haven't seen it? We're running out of time for Madubuike to start the season with the team.
I mean, it feels like the walls are kind of slowly but surely closing in. This last week of preseason and the next week, regular practice week leading into the following week of the regular season. And I just. In my mind, I mean, he hasn't even started. He even with him doing individual stuff today with the defensive line unit, he still was working off to the side on team drill. So we aren't even to the point to where he's having contact with other players on the field yet. And we're 2 to 3 weeks out. So in my mind, I would imagine they don't want to rush him. They're going to treat this with kid gloves as they should. And I think with other guys along the defensive line getting healthier here over the last couple of weeks, I think that also gives them the advantage to utilize the time that they have at their disposal. So, yeah, for me, I'm kind of to the point now where I'd be surprised if he's not put on some form of IR, a short-term IR, whatever it is, to start the season going into week 1.
Well, let's go down that hypothetical rabbit hole, Cordell. They place him on IR. He misses the first 4 games of the season. We know that this defensive line just was not equipped at all to play without Madubuike last season. How do you see this bunch holding up if Madubuike is placed on IR?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're better suited to do that this year than they were last year, for sure. You got Travis Jones, who did nothing but get better as the year went on last year. Defensive. You guys got me?
Yep, yeah. We got you.
All right, cool. Yeah. I think Travis Jones for sure. Obviously bringing Calais Campbell in. I mean, he's a instant contributor. He's a big body guy that clogs lanes in the run game and can give you something as a pass rusher as well. I think when you bring Rashawn Benny's going to be a part of that. I think that they like him. But I think also when you look at the edge group as well along the defensive line, I just think that unit as a whole is better equipped to withstand Matabike not being there for the first couple of weeks. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I do think personnel-wise, they're better suited this year, especially considering they're going into the year, assuming that he isn't active for week one. They would be going into the season knowing that's the case, as opposed to losing him the second week of the season like they did last year.
Cordell, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very concerned, 1 no concerned, what's your concern level for the wide receiver room? Especially because of the Bateman of it all. Just because of the Bateman of it all and what that means, but use whatever thoughts you have in your mind. You have free reign, brother. Whatever you want to discuss in regard to that.
And this is strictly wide receivers.
Strictly wide receivers.
I would say my concern level right now is probably at you said 10 being the highest.
Yep.
I would say 6 probably right now, just because I think that going into this, they were in a situation to where I don't think that they could really afford to withstand the loss of any of those guys. And Bateman himself has question marks coming into the season. That happened. So you don't know what you're going to get out of him. Zay is the only one out of that wide receiver room that you know exactly what you're getting. Now, Jacoby Lane has had a really good camp. He's had a good preseason. You got to see it happen into the regular season when you're going up against true cornerbacks, true deep number one defense, starting defensive units. It's still check boxes that I need to see checked from these rookies and from some of these guys like Tez Walker and LaJohntay Wester, guys that haven't gotten a lot of experience in game and meaningful games at least. I gotta see that stuff. So especially if you're taking into account all the stuff that's going on with Bateman, and I'm still skeptical that anything is going to happen. We'll see. The league has shown how they feel about this stuff, and they don't care. That's just predominantly what they've shown me to this point. They don't care about this stuff. So I don't think it's a given that something's going to happen. But assuming it does, then you're really kind of wondering about these receivers, because again, you're even closer to being one injury or something happening to where it's dire. It's borderline code red. So yeah, it's not a great feeling to have, and for me, I think that this was a potential problem that could have been potentially avoided, considering how many star quality receivers were still on the streets halfway into camp. I mean, really, the wide receiver market just got cleaned up over the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, if it does get to a point to where you are having to be without Bateman due to suspension or something else happening, or any of these other starter guys, and they're put in a bind, because they would be if they lose any of these starter guys, in my opinion, they'd be put in a tough spot. That's a situation that I think could have been avoided, and they chose to kind of just not add to it.
Talking with Cordell Woodlands, 3 Deep here on the Fans. Cordell, let me ask you about a couple of guys who have had great preseason or really good preseasons, and have they done enough to make the team, in your opinion? One is quarterback Joe Finano. Do you keep 3 quarterbacks? The other is Ethan Burke. Has he done enough to make the 53?
I think Burke's on the team. I feel pretty good about saying I think Ethan Burke's going to make the team. I think right now when you talk, and he's kind of that hybrid edge / linebacker, and we've talked about linebacker depth, more so inside linebacker depth, but I think Ethan Burke has shown enough to say that this is a guy that can help your defense, even if it's in a limited capacity, even if he has a healthy scratch and it takes an injury to get him on the field. I think you feel pretty good about Ethan Burke being able to kind of play his role out there, assuming that you do have to go to him. Similar to how I felt about Keon Martin last year. I thought Keon Martin showed enough throughout preseason and camp that if you do have to play this guy, you feel comfortable doing it. And that was the case when Keon did get on the field during the season last year. Fignano, I just think that's a different case. And his isn't necessarily that he hasn't played well enough to be on the roster. You could make the argument that he has played well enough to be the backup quarterback. But I think the dynamics don't work in his favor. Number one, I personally am not ready to just kick Snoop to the side for Fignano based off just what we've seen in preseason. Snoop has played meaningful games for these guys. He's had to start and win games for them in the regular season against starting defenses. He started a playoff game, albeit didn't have a very good moment in that playoff game, but he started it on the road, and they had a chance to win that game. And the biggest thing to me, that is Lamar's guy. That's his guy. If there's anybody on this team that is Lamar's guy, it's Tyler Huntley. So I just don't really see them taking that support system away from Lamar in the locker room. I would be surprised if and some people may say, hey, that's not a good enough reason to keep him on the team. I would make the argument it is. I would make the argument it is, combined with what he has been able to give them when he has been put out there to play. The receivers showed last year they like playing with Snoop. They like Snoop as a guy. And that's not nothing against Fignano. I just think the situation is the situation, and I think he has played good enough to where it's not a given that they would get this guy on the practice squad.
Cordell, a couple quick hitters before we let you go. First and foremost, did you play Cam Jam this weekend? Were you sliding down a horse lubed slide? Were you a part of that?
Come on. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was as far away from the horse lube as I could possibly be. If I could go to the parking lot, I would have been there. And, but Tim, look, I was right there watching Tim and those guys have a great time, and it looks fun. But that is not my
Cordell. You gotta let them know about Bordy though, man. During Can Jam, I was telling.
Was taking it serious. Bordy was out there about to get tossed. So he only knows one way. He's going to go 100%. And if you're his teammate and you're not going 100%, then you were clearly going to hear about it that day.
Hey, Cordell, when they're doing that tarp stuff, you and I are just watching, right? That's what we're doing. Same thing as this, right? We're observers. I'm right there. We're observers, right? Me and you observing. A beer, Corona, a Corona in hand, observing, right? That's what you and I are going to do.
Tim, what was I drinking? Is that not
Corona? I already know, Cordell. I already know, brother. I already know what you drink, homie. We know. Come on, man.
You need a bunch of crazy whites for horse lube to lube yourself up. That's a bunch of crazy whites.
You and Ben back Thursday?
Yeah, we'll be back Thursday. So of course we'll be able to kind of recap that joint practice with the Commanders on Wednesday before Friday's game, and we'll see what the Orioles do. We'll see what they're. I'm sure they'll still be there, but taking 2 or 3 from the Rays would have been good 2 months ago. They're in a spot now to where you get a chance to sweep a team like that. You got to sweep them. And Shane Boz, and I thought Boz pitched his butt off yesterday. But again, the one concern I always have with him showed up again yesterday in that 6th inning. Holiday doesn't make a play that he should have made, and then what happens? It snowballs. It snowballs from that point on until he gets taken out of the game. It just feels like if one thing goes wrong behind him, you got to keep your eye on this guy for the rest of that inning. But other than that, he pitched the gym. They just can't score for him.
Cordell, thanks, buddy. We'll chat next week.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, we'll come back. Coming off of preseason game number 2, whose stock is up, who's down? We'll tell you next year on The Fan.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie, 3 Deep. Live on YouTube, Monday through Friday, 6 till 6. Search 105.7 The Fan, Baltimore. And never miss a moment of coverage on the teams you love.
Traffic is sponsored by Schmidt Baking Company, part of the H&S family of bakeries.
Get healthy with Schmidt's Old Time 647 bread. High in fiber and less carbs, so you can enjoy the great taste and eat better. Enjoy 647's delicious bread, rolls, bagels, and English muffins. Available at your favorite grocer. Schmidt, your hometown baker.
You've got a big day.
So you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
That'll be $84.52.
Perfect. Grab the bags, honey.
Mom, why do you always check your phone before we pay?
I'm just claiming my cash back on the Upside app. Since we're getting the groceries here and we filled up the car on the way, I've already earned enough this morning to pay for that pizza night we're having Friday.
Wait, so the app pays for pizza?
Not exactly, but the cash I earn on stuff we need helps us pay for the stuff we want. It's just a little win for our family every week.
Get more out of your everyday. Upside is the free app that gets you cash back on routine purchases like gas, groceries, and dining out at more than 100,000 locations nationwide. No points, no rebates, just cash back straight to your wallet. Download the free Upside app and use promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus on your first purchase. That's promo code WINNER to get a $5 bonus. Remember, use promo code WINNER.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
For all the things you have to do and places you need to be, let Uber take you there. Because you had just one more 3 rounds ago. Because the 5 a.m. flight seemed like a good idea at the time. Because check engine lights always appear at the worst possible times. And because parking downtown is a nightmare. Because there are nights out, airport trips, and car troubles in your area, there are drivers in your area. Uber. Request a ride today. Wait time varies. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-619-3377. That's 800-619-3377. 800-619-3377.
Want to help empower your community? Become an election judge. You'll help set up, check in voters, and make sure voting runs smoothly. It's a paid position, and students can earn service hours. No experience necessary. We'll provide the necessary training. Learn more and sign up today at vote.md.gov/vote2026. For trusted information on voter registration, deadlines, and voting options, download the Go Vote MD app. Sponsored by the Maryland State Board of Elections and the Maryland, D.C., Delaware Broadcast Association in cooperation with this station.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
I-95 northbound heavy from Caton Avenue to the Fort McHenry Tunnel and clearing an accident at Keith Avenue. 295 northbound heavy approaching 95 and Russell Street. Accident before 95 clearing. And 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. Interloop of the Beltways heavy through Towson between 83, the Harrisburg Expressway, and Dulaney Valley Road. And the Interloop heavy from 95 to Kennedy Highway to the accident at Philadelphia Road. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Tim Barbalace, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
Yeah, obviously it was good. You know, my goal is just to continue doing what I'm doing, keep getting better, and just having fun and enjoying celebrating with my teammates and whatnot.
Ethan Burke, after his performance on Saturday, and he is definitely a stock-up guy, so much so Cordell Woodland, who just joined us last segment, says if he was making the roster, he's making the 53, which means he probably pushes Adisa Isaac out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I'll just go through my stock-up guys. Ethan Burke at the very top. Keandre Jackson, number 2. I still got my stock up on Javon Gwynn. I think he's seizing the opportunity, obviously, taking into account the environment, the circumstances. I still think he has the lead on being the starting center. Ryan Eckley, Fagnano. I would say Guillory, Wade also played really well. Silas Walters played really well, I thought. I mean, so many young guys showed up. Fub, I thought, played pretty good as well. I'll just go. Those are just my stock up guys for now. Can we circle back on the stock down? Is that cool if we do it that way?
Absolutely.
Sure. Okay, cool.
No, he took pretty much a lot of my guys. Fagnano was really, really impressive again. I think LaJohntay Wester, stock up for him as well in terms of returning punts, but he also had 5 catches, converted multiple third downs, had that touchdown in there. I know it's only 2 catches, but the 3rd and 11 conversion that Tez Walker had, and to make someone miss, I thought that was a big, big play for him. Defense, just take your pick, man. Keandre Jackson was all over the football field. He was awesome. Mike Green, he kind of wrecked it a bit.
Yeah, Zion played too. Yeah, I agree.
As well, I really thought just the young defensive line in general. Agree. You brought up Fub,
DeLuca played
Benny, well. DeLuca had the nice run blitz. Eckley was unreal. I mean, he was averaging over 55.
Chandler Rivers had a great game. Yes. And you know what? Credit to Tyler Loop. He did everything that he was asked to do, and his kickoffs were good too.
I didn't think I was going to say this. I'm feeling a little bit better about Tyler, actually. It's the collective kind of analysis, but also just he's in Minnesota. I mean, he did a good job while he was there and the opportunities that he had. That's not a home-friendly environment.
It's a dome.
It is. Fair. No, it is. I'm talking more about just kind of like just being out of your normal element and you're on the road and there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes with practicing on the road. It's just stuff that I think it's to build on. And like is it heavy in weight? No. You know what I mean? No, but it's something that I think is moving in the right direction. You can only make the kicks that you take. And so come on, guys, Optimus Prime, baby, let's go. Like Ken's like, stop it. Shut up.
Hey, no, I love that you can see the best out of everyone, no matter what.
No, I do because look, life is hard enough, and I know that if it wasn't for my mindset, I wouldn't be anything. I wouldn't have accomplished anything because so many people told me I wasn't good at so many things for so long. I just ignored them, and eventually, like I had to manifest so many different things. That's a whole nother day, a whole nother story, but I just want to see the opportunity and I want people to seize it, but I will give the critique when necessary.
To that point, who's your stock down?
My stock down is probably the offensive line as a whole. I don't think Vincent did a great job. Vanga had some blown assignments. Penalty. Yeah, Gwynn and him had some miscommunication issues. The young big fella, right tackle, has the long last name.
Leighton.
He had 3. Didn't he have 3 penalties? 3 holding calls. He played a lot, but his stock overall is up because no one probably expected him to be out there. I mean, he's playing a ton. He's getting a ton of exposure, but stock down a little bit just because of just the efficacy of the offensive line.
He was out there but didn't play great.
Yeah. I think the whole offensive line struggled, and a lot of it has to do with the scheme, the environment, the communication. Like, there's a lot of things that go into that. They'll all be better for it, but collectively as a group, I just think they were down as a whole, and I already gave you all the reasons why. That's irrelevant. They were down from a week ago. If I think of an individual player, like if somebody's up, Ken, this is you. If somebody's up, somebody has to be down. So Adisa Isaac, if Burke is going up, then Adisa's going down. I can't really think of anybody else.
So this is I'm following my logic here, but I put Adam Randall in stock down because this was going to be a good opportunity to see what he could do on the road, and he probably was going to get a nice run, and whatever he was nursing, he couldn't play at all. So to me, it's like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it is, but I like the injury part. And look, sometimes it doesn't matter why you're not out there. You're not out there. It's an opportunity that's missed. I have a little more grace because I feel good about what we've seen so far. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably more neutral on him, but I understand why you would say that, Ken.
think just the ground game as a whole. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the offensive line. No one really stood out from the running back position. And again, even going back to the Eagles game, I haven't seen much in the ground game.
So the running back that they just brought in, I thought he was the best of the group. Jonathan Ward. He had a catch in the flat on a check down that could have easily been a 3-yard catch, and he could have went out of bounds. He was patient. He waited for the offensive line to get in front of him. He cut back, got a first down. I think it ended up being like a 12 or 13-yard catch. I thought that was really nice on his part. I saw his vision. I see that he's a veteran running back, and it showed. I actually liked what I saw from him.
Coming up next, we get into the Rashad Bateman of it all and what it could mean. We have some interesting insights from Jonas Schaefer earlier. We'll get you those as well. And what does this mean for the wide receiver room moving forward? That's next here on The Fan.
You'll never know what you missed if you're not listening. Good thing there's the free Odyssey app. More sports, more exclusives, and more of what you love. Download it today and search 1057 The Fan.
Traffic is sponsored by the Ouch Guy. 877-OUCH-911.
Ouch. You got hurt and didn't call 877-OUCH-911? Honey, even I know which attorney to call when you're injured.
Grandma's right. I'm the attorney that gives a shit. Follow Grandma's advice and call 877-OUCH-911 or OUCHGuy.com.
Baltimore area Chick-fil-A restaurants are proud to partner with the Maryland State Fair to support food pantries in Greater Baltimore. Bring 5 non-perishable food items on August 28th for free admission. 1 entry per 5 food items. Rides are individually priced.
Summer is here, and so are the savings at Bob Bell Ford of Bel Air, formerly Plaza Ford. Shop our summer sell-a-thon for big savings, more inventory, and top dollar for your trade. The deals are hot. The savings are even hotter. Visit BobBellFordBelAir.com or call 410-838-3100 today.
Recently, our company softball team lost the big game by 1 run. Then Dale tried to console us with the quote, "Winning isn't everything." Dale's a loser. I play to win, like early payout from Bet365. If my team goes up big, I get paid out instantly, even if they blow the lead later.
Sound familiar, Dale?
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Maryland. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity, and you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
I felt a jackhammering pain in my jaw.
Like someone sawing my bones.
Barbed wire in my shoulder.
Like a cattle prod in my hip.
Like I put my foot in a blender.
Pain is different for everyone. But where pain starts, Journavx Suzetrigine begins. Journavx is a non-opioid 50 milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain. Before those signals tell the brain to feel
like I punched an angry beehive.
And pain reduction can finally begin. Do not take Journavx with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Journavx may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes. To learn more about Journavx, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit journavx.com.
Welcome to Verizon Small Business Days as a business expert meets Patty of Patty's Diner. They're looking through Patty's tech and plans, and Patty scores great deals on business internet and One Talk, plus a free 5G phone. Score a meeting with a Verizon business expert August 17th to the 30th. Call 1-800-483-4428 or go to verizon.com/SMB days. Available for select 5G phones. New line device payment agreement and MyBiz plan with $5 a month add-on spending required. Applicable credit applied to account over agreement term up to 36 months. Terms apply. Offer ends 8/30/2026.
In a world where summer hunger can strike at any moment, only one chicken can fight it.
Wow. I'm hungry. I want a chicken sub. I want chicken and fries. Wow, real fast.
Chicken Palooza is back at Royal Farms. Get any 2-piece meal, Rofo chicken sandwich, or a world-famous chicken sub or wrap with an essential water for $6. Now playing at Royal Farms.
Want more cash? You can get a $450 bonus after your first 45 deliveries with Uber Eats.
That's a $450 bonus for Samantha, who delivers by bike. $450 for Omar, who only delivers on weekends. And $450 for Joe, who's got other apps on her delivery roster. Don't worry, Joe. We're not the jealous type. No matter how you deliver, you can get a $450 bonus after your first 45 deliveries with Uber Eats. Sign up now. Complete within 14 days of sign up. Ends 11/1. Terms apply. See app for details.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Ready to head back to school in a vehicle you can depend on? Whether you're a student, parent, teacher, or simply looking for a reliable upgrade, Superior Motor Company has the perfect vehicle waiting for you. Great vehicles, better experience. SuperiorMotorCompany.com.
The station with the best Ravens coverage.
Touchdown Ravens!
Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan. From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center. Sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound's heavy from Caton Avenue to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. Crash at Keith Avenue. Watch for police direction there. 295 northbound heavy approaching 95 and Russell Street. Crash before 95 is clearing there. At 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. Inner loop of the Beltways heavy off and on from 95 to Security Boulevard. And the inner loop slows again through Towson. It's heavy between the Harrisburg Expressway to Dulaney Valley Road. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
From the OutchGuy.com sports desk, here's Tim Barbalace.
The Ravens defense has had a dominant first two preseason games. Baltimore has allowed just 10 points and has held its opponents to just 5 for 23 in third down conversions. Mike Green has been proud of the team's depth along its defense.
Simply means that, when time comes or in the actual season that they're going to be ready for it, and there's not going to be a game that will be too big for them to play in. So, I think that's like the biggest upside of these preseason games is just to get their feet wet.
It's an off day for the Birds as they will be back in action tomorrow night against the Cardinals. The O's are 2 games back of the final wild card spot, but Fangraphs projects their odds of making the playoffs at just 12.6%. Deshaun Watson will open the season as the Browns' starting QB. The decision comes despite Watson's struggles in the second preseason game Saturday versus the Bills, in which he completed 5 of 12 passes for 35 yards and 1 interception in 4 second-half drives. Cleveland plays at Jacksonville Week 1. From the Bob Bell Ford Bel Air Weather Center, temps are in the low 80s with an overnight low of 61. Tomorrow has partly cloudy skies and a high of 85. I'm Tim Barbalace, Ravens Terps, and you're home for the most Orioles coverage. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Tim Barbalace, Ken Weinman, and Femi Ayanbadejo. 3 deep on 105.7 The Fan.
So Friday, about 5 minutes before we left air, we got the report from TMZ that Rashad Bateman had been charged with some domestic stuff. This TMZ with an update earlier today. He allegedly shoved the mother of his child into a wall during a fight inside their home. Hours before cops say he used a screwdriver to wreck her Mercedes while their infant daughter sat on the inside. Tried to puncture a tire and then broke the windshield and a side window glass on the mom. No reported injuries, but they both went to the hospital. This sounds really bad. And we talked to Jonas Schaefer earlier, Femi. He talked about the way the league moves slowly on this kind of stuff. And I don't know, it's the most important thing right now. But he's probably, if he sees a suspension, it might not happen until next year. It's a weird. We know the team had to know this was coming because he missed time during OTAs early.
Yeah, if the accounting is accurate, this isn't like a he said, she said thing where, the details can. Oh, we're not sure what happened here. This sounds a little more serious than that. So I'll stay away from that for now because I'll let the adjudicating part kind of go its course and we'll learn what comes from that.
Yeah.
But to get to the football ramifications of it, right? I talked about Deebo Samuel, like a guy that I would love to have on my football team. I know that Tim was very big on Keenan Allen, and they were not expensive. I know you have the contract numbers there. I'll let you talk about that, Tim.
Yeah, Keenan Allen, he signed a 1-year base value of $3.3 million. Deebo Samuel signed a 1-year base value of $4.1 million. This isn't a money thing. That is very, very cheap for wide receivers.
I think that the part that, and this is where I think where the rubber meets the road, and you're slightly more concerned than I am. And I think that Cordell and I see it more similarly. I'm even a little less concerned than him because I look at the offense. We talk about risk mitigation. I think that in totality, the offense as a whole will take on that risk. And let's assume that we lose bait for a little bit. I feel fairly confident that the guys that they have, and some of them are unproven, the way that I project them, I think will be okay. But would you have loved to have a little insurance policy to just kind of even make yourself feel a little bit more comfortable if you needed a veteran player? Yeah, I can see how we can make that argument. So, but my point has always been that my biggest concern on this offense has been the offensive line. But Tim, I'll kick it to you, brother.
No, I just want to say before you get to all that, because this preceded you a little bit, Femi. Bone, I was on the record back in March, April.
Probably during the season. I feel like the end of last season.
I felt like this had become a juice isn't worth the squeeze situation with Rashad Bateman, and there seemed to be a lot brewing on with him. And he's had one really good year. The other years have not been good at all. And I just felt like it was the time coming off the Zay and Pray season with the receivers. Get what you can for Rashad. Let him get a change of scenery. And go get that veteran wide receiver. I like Keenan Allen as well. I like Deebo Samuel. I was not at all in on Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, neither.
But either of those two guys, a known commodity, so to speak, and just move on from Bateman. And this had nothing to do with this situation, which now adds another layer to what has been, quite frankly, more less than positive with Bateman as a Raven.
I just think. Again, if you're a GM of a football team, you need to mitigate risk. And I think that there is a lot of risk in the Ravens pass catching situation. It could all work out. Jacoby Lane could be great. Surratt could be great. Hibner, Cuevas, all of that could happen. But we have no idea. And I was even saying repeatedly, and Ken and I would talk a lot too, where you're trying to make the numbers work. I wanted a veteran with Bateman because Bateman, Ken's 100% right. You have 2024 where he was awesome, but then the rest, it hasn't been as much. I don't know what we're going to get out of Mark. I think Mark's going to be better than he was last year, but I think his great days are behind him. I think that's fair to say. I think this organization, you can give them grace in so many areas, and including tight end. And I think that's why, look, I've seen several rookie tight ends flourish with the Ravens. They draft and develop, and they do that great. Yeah. I've given the numbers a million times. 3rd-round picks and beyond as rookies, they don't do anything with the Ravens. Could Lane and Surratt buck that trend? Sure. I'm just going off a 30-year sample size. It hasn't happened. And look, Lamar's fantastic. Derrick Henry's fantastic. They're going to, raise this offense regardless. But if the goal is to win a Super Bowl, I just don't know if this group is going to be able to get it done if push comes to shove. And maybe I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong. But I'm just going off history and going off. It's unknown. It's all unknown.
Yeah, I'm talking about a Super Bowl right now, and look, I know you're not saying this, but to reduce the Super Bowl opportunity down to this room and to this player, I'm not going to do that. I think that a Super Bowl is spread amongst a team, a staff, and a front office, and everyone has to carry their own water. And I don't think that Rashad Bateman will be the reason they do or do not win a Super Bowl. I think that the more or heavier weight or the larger gallons of water are more tethered to this defense. this offensive line, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, all things are not equal.
Yeah.
And what I've seen is that if you protect Lamar and you have a running game and an offensive line, he'll make all the receivers look good. He will be Steph Curry. He will distribute the football. He will use his legs and he'll make good decisions and he'll probably win another MVP in the process. As long as they take care of the football and they do what I just said, and this defense, which I think is I think it's a top 3 defense. I know you guys aren't ready to say that. I'm ready to say that right now because I'm projecting. I'm using analysis based on the players that they've gotten. This head coach, the way that he calls defense, what he did with the Chargers, what he did at the University of Michigan, the fact that he's familiar with this culture and the expectation. I think they could still win a Super Bowl. I know that wasn't where you were going with it, but that's where I took it.
I'm not. I want to, 2019 is a great example here. That team was great. They beat the hell out of teams in the regular season. What happened in the playoffs? Why?
They turned the ball over.
They turned the ball over.
And the whole game went sideways.
100%.
Yeah.
But I'm saying Seth Roberts dropping what could have been a tie.
Yes.
That's
2023. Who's the guy we have on?
I'm saying
DVOA guy. The Ravens.
Yeah, Aaron Schatz. I'm saying
team that never won a Super Bowl.
That's where it's just heightened. You get what I'm saying? Like Lamar was a unanimous MVP in 2019. He was fantastic, and he led the league in touchdown passes. But ultimately, that group, among other things, let him down in that playoff game. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that you can't win a Super Bowl with this group.
I know you're not saying that. It's not absolute,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
And also, I think what you're saying is that a good Rashad Bateman makes it easier.
Yes.
Yeah. So I agree with you on that.
Absolutely.
I think the part that I know from listening to amazing head coaches and coordinators, and Brian Billick, and I throw this out to you guys all the time when we're off air. I always say that Brian Billick he taught me something about mistakes in games, and most games are won and lost on 6 plays. And what's crazy is that we've seen Lamar make mistakes in critical games. Like your best players sometimes make the critical mistakes, right? But he's also the reason why you're probably going to win the game, right? So I don't get too carried away with why they lost in 2019. I feel like I can explain that. Why they lost the AFC Championship game against Kansas City, I feel like I can explain that too. But it's because decisions that needed to be made and the plays that needed to be made when they needed to be made weren't made. And it could have been anybody. You know what I mean? But that's a whole nother discussion and show for another day. But it doesn't give me PTSD or make me gun shy necessarily. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Okay,
and ultimately, it kind of gets back.
That's a little bit for me because nothing else is guaranteed. And when you have these opportunities and you blow them, nothing else is given.
31 teams
I get
blow
that.
It. So,
I get that.
I mean?
But you're the best team in football in 2019. You blow it. In 2023, you go to the AFC Championship game. You host the first AFC Championship game in this town since the Baltimore freaking Colts.
Yeah.
And you
stop
blow
running football.
And so they there's no guarantee you're ever getting back again.
All those players aren't here. Most of those coaches aren't here. I don't hold that over these guys that are here now. It's a new team. It's a new vibe. It's new everything.
That's a little different though than whether or not I get PTSD from it.
Oh no! But I'm once again, what's my job? My job is to talk you off the ledge, not push you over it. Even if you want to jump, I'm gonna tell you not to.
I'm afraid of heights. I don't want to jump.
Ultimately, this sort of gets back to where we were a couple hours ago, where this offense is not going to be at its peak in the first
beginning.
Month
we
of the
agree on
season.
that. Yeah, and I'm coming more to you on that.
They need to pound the rock and play defense early on, and I think that will be good enough to get it done, considering the opponents that you are facing in the first 6 weeks of the season. Given how this roster is constructed, these young guys have to grow throughout the year. Maybe, come October, November, I look at this group completely different than how I'm looking at it now. But at that point, they're going to have some sample size in the NFL.
I agree with you on that.
We'll come back, hit the 2-minute warning. I do want to get to the bottom of your weekend, Bone. Because we touched on it with Cordell, but I think the 2-minute warning, get a little nonsense in here. What the heck were you doing over the weekend? That's next, and get you ready for Westwood One Sports at 6 here on The Fan.
If you're thinking about it
every day,
we're talking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
105.7 The Fan.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. Three Deep's brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, America's pastime is a game of decisions. Fastball or sinker, swing big or play small. And FanDuel's bringing that same strategy every Dinger Tuesday with Choose Your Own Reward, customization that transforms how you experience the game. Play it safe. Go for it. Feeling bold? That's your move. Whatever your style, you're in control. Make your choice, and the reward will be ready to use instantly on your next home run bet. Visit FanDuel.com/local now to choose your reward for home run bets every Dinger Tuesday. Play ball with the home for home runs on FanDuel, an official partner of the MLB. FanDuel Sportsbooks, the official sportsbook of 1057 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Cleveland Browns are naming Deshaun Watson their starting quarterback for week 1 of the season. Watson was 5 of 12 for 36 yards and was booed by fans after he threw an interception during the Browns' loss to the Bills on Saturday. After the game, Watson said it was disrespectful, saying it had nothing to do with his performance. Watson has played in 19 total games in the last 4 years and did not play last year. Shedeur Sanders will serve as the Browns' backup. I'm Adam Abdallah.
1057 The Fan studios are driven by Anderson Automotive, Buick, GMC, and Honda. It's miles for miles at AndersonAutomotive.com.
What's up, fellas? Mike Golick Jr. here. Labor Day weekend is back, and so is football. The tailgate's set, and everyone's ready for game day. Remember, if you've been smoking marijuana, don't get behind the wheel. Your reaction time slows down, and you're putting yourself and everyone else on the road at risk. Believe me, law enforcement can tell when you're high. So plan a safe ride, a designated driver, a ride share, or crash on the couch. Be the MVP, because the only smart play is the safe one. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is the story of the one. The one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sponsored by UBO. We make workflow. UBO streamlines document workflow and maximizes output. Think of us as your business technology experts, where satisfaction isn't just a promise, it's a part of our culture. Get started at ubeo.com today.
Traffic is brought to you by the hometown team of Scions and Kirk.
Mike Bordick here. I know a little something about a winning team. If you're hurt, call the hometown team of Scions and Kirk. Don't let an auto accident take you out of the game. If you have a phone, you have a lawyer. YouHaveALawyer.com.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Treat yourself this summer and taste the Baltimore tradition that is the legendary Costas Inn. For over 55 years, the Costas Inn's been a Baltimore original, dishing out their legendary Fat Delicious award-winning crab cakes at both locations. That's at North Point and in Timonium. It's summer in Baltimore, so enjoy some hot steamed crabs for carryout or in the comfort of their dining room. Either way, Costas has steamed crabs available daily at their original location on North Point Boulevard. So make sure you check out both locations, but stop in when you do. Make sure you tell them that Jeremy Kahn sent you.
See website for details. BillsHappen.com is not a lender. It does not make credit decisions. Must be 18 years old. Not available in all states.
Honey, everything is so expensive, and our bills are piling up.
You're telling me credit cards are maxed out, rent is due, and the car payment's right around the corner? We need some extra cash.
We should do what my friend from work did. She went to BillsHappen.com and got the money she needed the next day.
Our credit is not great. Are you sure that would work for us?
BillsHappen.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with all credit types get up to $5,000.
Sounds like it's going to be a hassle.
My friend said it was super easy. She did it right from her phone during her lunch break.
If you have a regular source of income, you can be approved for a loan for up to $5,000, and your cash can hit your bank account the next day. BillsHappen.com's lenders have millions of dollars to lend, regardless of your credit history.
Guess what? I went to BillsHappen.com, and we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast. Problem solved.
If you need extra cash, go to BillsHappen.com. That's BillsHappen.com. BillsHappen.com.
At Allstate, we know your family road trip is important to you, so it's important to us. That's why with Allstate Roadside, you can feel more prepared for the what-ifs along the way. Like, what if we get a flat out here? Or the battery suddenly dies late at night? Or the kids lock the keys in the car? Allstate Roadside's got you in about 30 minutes. So enjoy the open road. If it's important to you, it's important to us. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Roadside membership plans by Allstate Motor Club Incorporated, an affiliate of Allstate Corporation, Northbrook, Illinois. All benefits subject to the terms and conditions in the membership guide.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center, sponsored by your Baltimore area Jiffy Lube locations.
95 northbound heavy from Caton Avenue to the Fort McHenry Tunnel. Accident cleared at Keith Avenue. 295 northbound heavy approaching 95 and Russell Street. Accident before 95 has cleared as well. Still some heavy volume. 895 northbound heavy from I-97 to the Harbor Tunnel. And the inner loop of the Beltway's heavy off and on from 95 to Security Boulevard. Inner loop heavy through Towson between the Harrisburg Expressway and Providence Road. Then again from Perring Parkway to Bel Air Road. Outer loop of the Beltway's heavy from York Road to the Harrisburg Expressway. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
It's 3 Deep's 2-minute warning.
So, Bone, you famously have been to our friend Glenn Clark's, the yearly
pig roast?
Yeah. I get invited every year, and I can never make it. I feel badly. One year I'm going to have to go out. But you do not white guy nonsense at this party.
It's a lot of crazy white nonsense. Glenn, a gracious host, has a great setup. There's so much land, in his backyard, and he always has this giant slip and slide. So he plays this game called Slip Cup, Femi. So you slide down the slip and slide, get to the 6-foot table, and then you do Flip Cup, and it's teams, but you're trying to go as fast as possible. You don't want to just go down the slip and slide. He has like dish soap that you can spray on your, self, and horse lube because they have like a horse farm and horses.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a great time. And then there's
not doing that.
Then there's a can jam tournament, so I go this year and I turn and who do I see? I see Mike Bordick. I was like, no way. The sales guy Max, he was there as well, but Bordy was there. I was like, wow, what's going on, Bordy? We talked for a while. And then Bordy subbed in for this one guy's team on Can Jam. If you guys were to, he's laying out.
Who showed more effort, Bordy and Cam Jam or Jackson Holiday in the 6th inning of that game?
Bordy was like the 97 ALCS, Ken.
Wow.
He was laying out. He was talking so much smack to the team that he was going up against.
You know what the biggest issue here is?
Cordell came. We were talking
you know
to
what
him
the biggest issue here is, right?
What?
Glenn Clark did not invite his boy.
I can't believe he didn't invite you.
Glenn Clark.
Rita was there.
Rita was there too.
Rita was there. Rita's parents were there.
I know Rita's mom. That's my sister,
mom was
man.
There. Yeah,
I know Rita's mom too.
It was great.
Glenn Clark. Bro.
I think he invites. Dude, Glenn invites everybody.
Glenn did not invite me, dude.
Glenn invites
me every year, and I can never make it.
I have a hard time believing Glenn.
He's going to be like, did you check your spam?
Yeah, he probably will. He probably will.
Yeah. Well, you probably have 8 email addresses.
Yeah, I do, actually.
What do we have on tomorrow's show, Bum?
Speaking of Mike Bordick, Oriole Hall of Famer, he'll be joining us. Greg Amsinger, MLB Network. I'm so excited that Femi gets to experience Greg Amsinger.
Yes.
I love Greg. Sam Cohn covers the Ravens for the Baltimore Sun. And Daniel Oyefusi, who covers the Browns for ESPN. He's been very busy, and he's carving out some time to talk to us about the Browns.
Daniel's the best. That's it for us, though. Coming up next, Westwood One Radio. We will talk to you tomorrow, too, here on The Fan.
This football season, 105.7 The Fan brings you unparalleled analysis of the purple and black. Beginning September 9th, it's Baltimore Football Weekly with Ken McCusick and Femi Ayimbadejo. From the film room to the locker room, Ken breaks down the tape and Femi gives you the player perspective. Baltimore Football Weekly, Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Elephant in the Room in Millersville on 105.7 The Fan.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows